Here we go.
Do it.
All right.
I love it. I love the. I'm always waiting for the striker. All right. Oh, where did the cams all got messed up? Wait, here we go. Let's go back to that. Are the cams back? Are they good?
Sweet.
There we go. What is going on, everybody? We are at day 2 Market Square Gaming Halloween giveaway. Today's super awesome and super exciting. I am joined by Striker, Kingslayer, Certified Soy Boy, and Petty. We got everybody. We got everybody up in here. How are you guys all doing?
Doing good, baby. Doing good. We got some top tier talent.
Absolutely, doing fantastic.
No. All right. So first and foremost, how is everybody's Halloween grind going on? You know,
Who wants to
start it off? I know who
I think. All right.
champ is. I think everybody knows who the champ is right now for the Halloween. But
I'll just start by saying mine is weak. That is all. I don't have much to say, but I'm working on it, pals. Working on it.
You still got some time left. Don't worry. You still got some time left.
We got, a couple days, right?
Yeah,
there's quite a bit of loot left.
Yeah.
If you look at it based on the swords, Necrotic Nightmare, I think there's still 80 more in there. It's like there's 80 swords that people can get.
And those will probably be dropping pretty soon, would be my guess.
I would definitely guess that one because, the hunt is on for everybody currently. The mad dash to the finish line, I feel like, is going on. And rightfully so. Because if you've been sleeping on the pumpkins, if you've been sleeping on the grind, now's the time to catch up. There is still time to earn on our wonderful game over here, Lost Relics. Petty, I spent last night watching, and I joined Petty's stream and was just watching the graveyard event. I've definitely been sleeping on the graveyard. Obviously Petty's dominated it, and Certified I'd like to hear from, but Striker and Kingslayer, have you guys done anything with the graveyard event?
That's a good one. So I haven't put in almost any time into the graveyard competition, but that's mostly because going back to your original question, you had some life events come up that pulled a few hours away from the Lost Relics grind for sure. So I made sure that with the remaining hours I had to just focus on those pumpkins.
I mean, you got to, in all honesty. Kingslayer.
What's up, buddy?
Have you done any of the event? What's going on with it? Have you done, or the graveyard event?
Yeah, so for myself, I've probably done about 10 runs. I even jumped in there last night, and around 200, I hadn't lost any health. It's just not fun to me. I don't know. I just stopped, and I went back to getting pumpkins. I just can't give up the experience, the drops. I'm one of the few people here who have probably gotten extremely lucky and, also grinded pretty hard, but I just can't prioritize the graveyard over the XP and everything, all the loot that we're getting.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of how I feel. I'm trash at the graveyard event, if I'm being honest. But I feel like I could do a lot better after watching Petty. Petty as your viewers were bringing up the Petty shuffle, and your system makes total sense to me.
Right, just baby steps. Take it one mob at a time. That's all I try to do.
Well,
and I can get into the low and mid 400s with it, so it's I know I can do good. But it's just as King was saying, it's just the events live, and it's spending hours grinding away at that, or spending hours grinding away getting pumpkins, and then flipping those, and
oh yeah,
it's just so before the event I was oh yeah, no problem, let's just grind graveyard for a few hours. I'm just losing out on some XP and gold, no big deal. But event, it's oof, you're missing out on a lot.
There's a lot you're missing out, and I feel though that kind of, you guys got pigeonholed in there because there were so many resets. It was supposed to have ended before right? Like before the actual
I think it
Halloween
was on
event.
the 15th or something like that originally.
Yeah. And then
But then it was just exploit after exploit was being found that people were doing, and it's like, well, we got to keep resetting it because it's
not fair.
It's kind of tainted, and then
Yeah.
it's just reset, run it. Oh, well, that's considered an exploit. Got to reset it. Nope, that's an exploit you're doing. Got to reset that. And then so like now everybody kind of knows like what is and isn't okay, and the board's been all good chilling.
I'm over at the board right now looking at it. My man, Certified Soy Boy, rocked it in number 9 over here.
I'm still on it. Wow.
You are still on it.
Hey, I'm happy to be up there. Nice.
I was about to ask. I feel like that gives us our update on that one. But are you going to pound the pavement over here in the last, day or two of this thing?
I'm tempted to because I feel like it's possible to get that high score. But again, as I said, like the event's going, and I think the odds of me getting that good spawn to get that score that I need are less than like the odds of me getting something from these pumpkins, as well as getting the experience by killing these monsters. So
I totally understand that one because I remember when we were talking right as the graveyard event was like really blowing up in the beginning of it. You were like, just get your practice in. Don't focus on the leaderboard until the last, couple days of it.
Yeah.
But now the last couple days of it are the last couple days of the Halloween event, and it's like, what do I do?
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit different. Yeah, and then also seeing the scores now. So like that is something that has to be evaluated. The scores are at a point in which they will be difficult to beat. So it's not like just go in and beat it. If they were lower, I would give it a shot. But I think I have to give it up to the champs.
I mean, I've been living this Soul 1. It's just any time that he drops, he just pops right back in. And then the next day, if I go like pop it and look at the scoreboard, he's back up at number 1.
Yeah, he grinds hard at it. I know, I don't know if it's his last score, but I know he went for like 14 hours straight to secure first at one point. So.
Good lord.
Yeah.
So put in the hours, man.
Yeah.
It's a grind. Like it's as much grinding, if not more, than like the game itself. Because like there's mechanics you need to understand. There's certain things, and like how he was saying, like you pretty much need like the God Seed to get the right mob spawns and the right pools, and like that luck, as he's saying, it's like pretty much finding like a mythic or a trans. Like getting that RNG is just like nutty, but it's possible. But do you dump endless hours just for a chance at a mythic, or do you just dump the endless hours into the maps to grind for the event?
I mean, that's one of the things that I look at. Like King, what do you think? So like King is, I don't know about you guys, but I've been not sleeping on Kingslayer's streaming and all his grinding and stuff. Kingslayer got 100% on this event. If there's an item to get, he got it. If there were, titles to get, he got it. What do you think? Like, what's the balance, and what should people be doing at the end of this event? Being the person who, the only one I know, none of you guys actually, right? Other than King, got every item, every title, everything.
Definitely
right?
not.
And I'm still missing a few titles, and I just got one Mark of the Death, and I don't even have any Screamies or anything tasty like that. So it's like, that's what I'm still grinding for, is like the Screamies.
That's what I'm grinding for, but...
And those things.
Yeah, I think
King
I'm missing one
go ahead.
title. I think I'm missing one title and the amulet. Haven't come across the amulet yet. And
Did you guys
who knows, maybe get one more
I'm
mark.
missing Malowini Slayer. That's the only thing.
That's right, actually.
Yeah.
Like that was my flex on your stream that one. I was like, yeah, you got all those items. I got multiple marks of death, but do you have the Mallow Slayer?
It's
Are you
actually
gonna-
the only thing that I don't have. I tried doing Melith Forest. I got 24 in one map, and it took 18 minutes. I was like, all right, back to Zenithil.
Before it's over, are you gonna try and get it just to full complete, or?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I
I'll
know
probably go get it in the next few hours after the stream.
No, right? Like, it'll
Yeah.
be the true one. But I mean, all the stuff that actually matters, he just killed it, knocked it out. He's been
crushed it.
grinding so hard. Yeah. What so King, being someone who has actually like ended it all, like what do you think about the whole event as a whole? This was your first event.
The event as a whole, I mean, honestly, I've had a lot of fun. I've been streaming every single day possible, and there's been a lot of people in there that have just made it a lot of fun, saving up pumpkins with viewers and having them open it with me. If I don't get something, usually someone else did. Like, it was always pretty fun. So the response from the community has been really amazing. But as for gameplay, like, yeah, I didn't get really much of anything for the first 1,000, 1,200 pumpkins. I finally got a mark at 1,300, and then everything kind of started rolling in from there. So it's like I saw a lot of people giving up halfway. They had the bad luck, and I always say in my stream, for every bad luck streak, there's a good luck streak. And a lot of people get the bad luck streak and then give up before the good luck comes. So I just kept chugging. The viewers made it a lot of fun, and we just kept going. And then from 1,300 open to about 2,100 open, we pulled 2 amulets, 2 more screamies, another mark. Like, you just got to keep going. You know, regardless, I was getting so many creepy coins. I bought 2 of the Sleepy Hollow legendaries, and 1 of the skins. So I'm like close to a third Sleepy Hollows legendary. And, you know, regardless of if I pulled everything else or not, like, most people haven't had a legendary blockchain drop. And so, like, me coming into this event, like, you know, being able to buy a legendary blockchain from the store that actually has pretty good use case that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. I think it's cool. Like, even if you got nothing at all, you still could have gotten the same, you know, creepy coin, you know, items that I got.
This is the one he's saying that some people are sleeping on. You're talking about the Sleepy Hollows. That's place a pumpkin, deal 200 damage per second to nearby enemies for 3 seconds, reduce their movement by 50%. It allows you to kind of like group and mid-max.
Or even if you're just a person who uses a bow a lot and you're backing up and shooting them, right? You drop a bomb, the enemies have to run straight towards you through a bomb that slows them, and you're just shooting them. Like, overall, it's really good. I've even seen, you know, small shout out to Soul1G. On his stream, he's doing Kept Caverns, and he's using the bomb. It has 10 uses. There's no cooldown on it, and every time he kills a vamp bat, he just places one, and it kills all 5 babies. So it's...
Yeah,
you know,
bada boom, bada boom.
Yeah, the
even
bombs.
If it's just for complete convenience, it's still got use case.
For sure, the bombs have been a really interesting one to watch play out over this past few events, just because there was you know, the conversation gone back so many times about people like seeing that bombs were worth it or not worth it, or like you know, at one point bombs were going for like almost no gold, like people were just dumping them every chance they got. You know, now we get a relic that kind of represents that in the top tier, and you know, now, you know, there's definitely like a love-hate relationship with bombs. Maybe some people aren't used to using them, but I think as time changes, so will their opinions, is my opinion.
Well, that was actually going to be one of my questions. Like, being one of the longtime players, it's like, have you seen strats come and go with the use of bombs? Because I don't meet a lot of people that actually use bombs.
Yeah, there was
now.
Everything with bombs has always been speculative. People, you know, had always thought like that different areas of the map were going to be able to be unlocked with bombs. There was like a better use case back in the day for being able to get to chests by going through the walls that were being able to be broken by bombs, you know. But in terms of like using them for killing mobs, like there's been very little activity on that end from players. I think that'll change. I mean, bombs haven't disappeared from the game. So if Cliff, you know, is wanting to put more emphasis on them, you know, I think that's something that could be happening more in the future too.
I was also thinking, like, those bombs, what a game changer that would be for actually the graveyard event.
Yeah.
You know, if you could actually slow down a giant mass group of mobs with, you know, the Sleepy Hollows.
For sure.
Like,
and
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if as like the game progresses now into the next future events, like that these type of Graveyard Rumble competitions, I wouldn't be surprised if the next iterations of them on future updates let you get XP, let you get event drops, let you get even blockchain drops. You know, it might not be the same rates as dungeons, you know, because just depending on how long you run. But I do think that's something that will. I think that's something that's. I'm pretty confident that would happen, you know, over the course of the next year.
I'd like to say that, you know, even if we weren't getting experience in there, but if we were getting pumpkin drops and maybe they were just like sent to your bank or something, I think that would be completely reasonable. You're doing it during the event, you're getting kills, you know,
Okay, yeah.
the rate of kills isn't like that much faster than, you know, running your dungeons. And if you incorporate maybe the tier monster that you're killing, you know, kind of decides what it is. If you just have a bunch of low level ones behind you, you know, you're not just always farming them. You have to get those special spawns and kill them to, you know, maybe get more drop.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, what do the graveyard people think?
I think that'd be really
I'm
cool. Give you
down
some
for it.
incentive. Yeah, because
Mhm.
the reward again isn't enough.
Yeah, it's not
you
enough
need some more
incentive.
incentive. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of what like threw me personally. I'm trash at it, like so that definitely helped. That I didn't want to invest a lot of time in it, but the whole idea, I kind of got like caught up in the whole event being like to get really good at this and compete in this, you're gonna have to spend hours in this thing, and I'm gonna miss out in my mind on pumpkin drops. But there's also the argument to make to be like, how many hours have you been playing, and did you get a transcendent or a mythic, or not a transcendent but a mythic? Have you gotten one? Translate that
Well,
into
so I'd like to
the
chime in here
graveyard.
and say that the you know, my goal for the Halloween event was to run the highest level dungeon I could without, you know, farming nodes, prioritizing pumpkins over experience, and you know, I ended up getting a mythical Inferno drop out of a chest, and of course that's pure luck, but that was the goal of doing it. So if I had, you know, chosen that other strategy of running, you know, graveyard, you know, looking for a mythical in first place, it wasn't worth it.
It
Because
wasn't gonna happen.
I got all the pumpkins and, you know, all the blockchains that I've gotten also.
Just so everyone knows, we have 2 minutes 20 seconds. We had a sleeper raffle going on for our first item of the day. We got a Firelight Falchion.
Very
We'll take
nice.
it.
Very nice.
You know, we got stuff to give out, stuff to hook people up. It is the giveaway. Just so everyone knows who is tuning in, Market Square Gaming, please hit the like button right there. We got 79 people in the chat. We got 31 likes. Let YouTube work for us. Let's not work for YouTube. Give that like. Hit a sub up there. Also, go to everybody's channels as well. You got Strike Team Games on YouTube. You got Certified Soy Boy, all one word, on Twitch. You've got Kingslayer LR on Twitch and Pettyfrogger _TV, if I'm not mistaken, on Twitch.
Pettyfogger. No,
Pettyfogger. No R. Pettyfrogger.
Yeah,
I
everyone
like
adds the R. Everyone adds the R.
Pettyfogger it is.
At least, yeah. Pettyfrogger over here. He said, make sure to add the R.
It's a hard R. That's a hard R right there. I don't know how I feel about that.
So, all right, here's the first question. We got a bunch of you guys have been running, grinding, doing your thing for a long time in this game. Low view or no low view? Are we doing isometric or are we doing the low view?
I get a headache when I go over. To me, it's not like over the shoulder enough. It's just like too high. And I get like a headache out of my like left eye when I play like over the shoulder.
The low view.
Yeah, the low view. Like, I just personally can't do it. But once like people are asking for like a button to switch between them, once that gets put in, I think I'd maybe use it to kind of just like clear out the rooms and then switch back to overview to then just, oh, I click here to kill all the mobs.
Bouncing off that, for me, I think that's the perfect solution, just because I like the low view. Obviously, it's a huge advantage when you're doing any, you know, map that is a long narrow corridor, like outdoor maps, any of the forest maps, you know, desert maps. And so the only problem with it is literally locked rooms, you know, the end final room or warden or you know, any locked room. And if you could switch between that, I didn't even think about that until Petty said that, but that would be amazing.
Well, that's
Yeah,
something that
everyone's
I've been
asking.
wanting for. Just so everyone knows, we have our first winner. It is Xenoclast. You got
Ooh,
yourself
Nice.
a Firelight Falchion.
Major congrats.
easy.
Yeah, buddy. Please post your Discord in the chat so I can get that, and I will contact you after the stream. I have I'm almost like I feel like handicapped myself with the low view. I need it. I need the low view in my life.
Yeah.
I would never use it at an indoor like dungeon because it doesn't make sense to. Like I feel like you're hurting yourself at that point. But outdoors, I don't see how anything would be better other than just personal taste. Like Striker, do you use low view?
So I really like the way low view presents the game. I can see what he's trying to do with it. You know, I played with it for quite a while. The outdoor maps did make me feel a lot better than you know, the isometric top-down view. But you know, in terms of like, if we're gonna get like really nitty-gritty into like gameplay and strategy, or like how you want to attack these dungeons, like for me personally, I'm more left eye dominant, so I tend to always position the camera to where I'm moving from right to left, so that I can just see a little stronger, see a little better. And when you have the top-down view, I just feel like it's easier to be able to manage the mobs as they're coming down the screen. Even though you can see a lot further, it's for that longbow action under the low angle.
Yeah.
I'm probably still going to be sticking with the classic, but maybe that's just from a long time of getting used to it.
Fair. I have someone that brought it up, and this was actually something I planned on talking about. Someone asked a question. Simon asks, has anyone found any secret rooms in the game? I heard rumors about it, but nothing confirmed.
Definitely no secret rooms. Definitely.
Can we bring up the new loading screen then?
Yeah, the new loading screen
bring
looks
it up.
nice.
Let's go.
Sexy. I love it.
Go.
Yeah,
It is beautiful.
So I don't know about the secret rooms. I mean, now with that new loading screen, who knows what's in?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't encourage people to go around and like trying to find secret rooms or anything, because you know they definitely don't exist. So you know, just don't worry about it.
Like I said the last night, Petty, like you're working in absolutes, and it makes me think that you know something that I don't, and you don't want me to find it.
I'm just trying to save you guys the headache.
No, it doesn't
You know,
exist, guys.
like,
Spend your time
there
looking
is-
around in town. It's not actually there. Kingslayer, what do you think?
I think Cliff has specifically said that he likes surprising the players, but he hasn't had a huge opportunity. So personally, I think that he has big plans in store, and early on with what development people wanted, he wasn't able to deliver. But I think once the game is more complete, I think there's going to be tons of hidden Easter eggs wherever possible.
In the future.
I mean,
Essentially.
I'm not gonna
And the
you know,
future is
piggyback on
now.
what Petty said. I definitely think people should search if they feel like searching. If you're onto something, I think there's a lot of hidden clues in the game, and I can't say for certain what there is or is not. So yeah, if you feel like searching and you're a good Easter egg hunter, maybe you'll find something someone else hasn't.
Well, if you do, you'll join Petty's secret coalition of keeping it all to himself. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, essentially.
Yeah. I'm just
third-
pulling and pushing knobs.
Yeah. Soy Boy, what do you think?
If there are secret rooms in dungeons, they're very secret. Same thing in town. I know there's some like little weird things in town that maybe nobody figured out. With like the pumpkin room that showed up, and then the backwards clock, and other things. I would say that if there is any secret room anywhere, it is very, very secret, to the point in which I do not believe there is whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something that the clock brings me up to something that enjoying
Okay, I did look
Kingslayer,
at that.
the clock.
Yeah, it confused me really badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Soy Boy put that on my radar, and then during one of Kingslayer streams, because Kingslayer kind of like really started to put some like speculation puzzle pieces together for me personally.
Yeah, he
Where it
knows
was
all.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like just stop sleeping on all these descriptions and start speculating from them instead of just reading them. But I don't know what to make of some of the, like you have to have future plans for something by putting some cryptic message, like there is on the clock in the tavern. But
So,
yeah,
no, but my bad. Go for it.
no. I was actually about to just ask, like, you've been around the longest. What have you seen? What has changed? What can you tell us about these type of things?
So I'm gonna share this because I don't think it any longer applies. But so that clock, when it really originally was put in the game, it was slightly prior to the Easter events of 2020 of this year, 2021. So there was a lot of big speculation about the clock. This is the second time I've heard like a wave of speculation about what the clock could mean. A group of players, including myself, during the Easter event, speculated that the time of the clock was important to some various drop rates. And so if you don't know what the time is, the time on the clock is 2:20. And there is no way to prove it, but if you go look at the Overseer during the Easter event, at least, because I've tested it out during the Halloween event and nothing's happened, but during the Easter event, when I hit two of my golden tickets, it was at roughly 2:20 a.m. To match the exact same time on the clock, and two other friends of mine also hit golden tickets at within 1 minute of the 2:20 a.m. Now, that it's all speculation. There is no way to confirm it. But what I do know is that during that event, 6 different tickets were found at roughly the same time that the clock had shown.
And that was a drastic change from the regular Overseer output for tickets.
Can I ask one question?
Go for it.
Okay, so you were opening them at the same time as the clock. Which time zone?
I was actually going to bring that up too.
Yeah.
Right. So we were all opening Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Isn't the game based on UTC?
It is.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean that might also be another one of those breadcrumbs that our wonderful main man Cliff is like dropping. But yeah, I was actually gonna wonder that because I was like, well, were you 2:30 Cliff time or our time, like essentially? But yeah,
I mean, it could have also just been a coincidence of all the tickets needing to go out during the event. It just so happened that they all dropped at, or not all, I'm sorry, that a lot of them dropped around that time. But
you had like a rapid fire event. I mean that would be a beautiful coincidence because it just lays credence to a
That just makes it fun.
Yeah, I know. Like, what is going on over here? So, how has this event related, or how much did you enjoy this event so far compared to previous ones? I know Stryker has done a previous Halloween event. Soy Boy has done the Easter event. Petty, you've done the Easter event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then me and King, this is our first event. So, how does this compare to previous events? What did you like? What did you not like?
I mean, I just like the way that I like the way that you can tell that Cliff is definitely taking feedback from the community and the different features that are working. He's implementing them further and branching them out. Like, the way we see in this event, we have both creepy coins and we have pumpkins to smash. Last year that wasn't the case. It was only creepy coins. There was no
amalgamation of this and Easter, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, and there was no rewards for making purchases on the in-game shop like there is now, where you got those pumpkin rewards, So he's seeing things that are working, and he's making improvements upon them.
That's great. What about anything to add, Certified or Petty?
I enjoyed this event a lot. I would say it's just as good as the Easter event, in my opinion. but I did way better during the Easter event. I got a golden ticket. I had the Invis pot strat in which I was farming eggs at an insane rate, so I was selling them and still opened enough to get a ticket.
Very sweat
and
strat.
yeah, and I also bought I bought one of the skins and it sold out within seconds. So that thing was worth a lot. It was the almond Schwarzenhopper skin. So
Nice.
that
Oh,
thing
yeah.
was worth a lot because in just moments it was gone.
Yeah, there's only 50
Listen,
of
Jim.
those.
Yeah.
So, one thing I will ask too, King, what would you recommend being like? I think that you personally, to me at least, have been crowned the grind king of this event by far. How many pumpkins did you open up? And B, at this point in time, what would you suggest players do for, I have 10,000 creepy coins at this point. What am I supposed to do with a day left?
I mean, it's hard for me to dictate, what other people should do. I mean, from my personal
your
opinion.
opinion.
Yeah, in my personal opinion, if you're feeling lucky, keep opening them up because I don't want anyone to feel discouraged. If you haven't gotten anything in the event, there literally is still time. Even Anna, Anna's my girlfriend. For anybody who doesn't know, Deadlift Diva, she
Deadlift Diva!
yeah, she really wants the female skin, the Christina Aguilera skin, and she was sitting at 30K yesterday, and I was like, honestly, you're just not gonna make it there unless you grind a little bit harder. It's coming to an end. And so she stayed up and played, and she's at 50,000. Yeah, she's at 50K now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's go.
But the thing is, she had only pulled Jacko Bombs, which is the cheapest, blockchain. It was her first ever epic blockchain.
Same here.
Nice.
But
GG.
then last night, grinding, she goes, okay, I need to grind, and she stayed up, opened her pumpkins, and got a legendary amulet. So that's her first legendary blockchain.
Nice.
And
Nice.
yeah, she's about to get her skin in time, so it's not too late. Open your stuff if you feel lucky. I also want to play devil's advocate. If you're a new player or an older player and you want some gold, there's plenty of time to sell them. If you don't feel lucky, stack up on the money, get some membership, set yourself up for the next couple months or till Christmas, or get the items that you've been looking to get. You don't set yourself up for complete failure. Do what works best for you. But either way, I think there's both reasons to stay positive. That's all I want to say is just stay positive because no matter what, there's still something to earn right now.
There's always hope. Well, I mean, that brings up a good point that I actually had one of last week's previous winners that got onboarded to the game and was like, I actually just got activated. What should I do with all of this? Should I try to participate? And I was like, obviously, as always, like all of us will always say, is you do what's best for you and what you think is best for you because, there's no right and wrong way technically to play unless you're, being like, I'm going to go to, Zen and I'm going to use my fists. I'd be like, well, that's a wrong way to play. But generally speaking, there is no right or wrong way to actually deal with this. And I kept saying that at this point, if I was just getting put on to the, into the game, I'd sell every single pumpkin that I found because that cushioning of money when you're in uncommon and common is just crazy high advantage in my opinion. You can get rings, you can get replacement weapons for when these things break. And I, at least personally, struggled with gold quite a bit. When I first started out in the game. I don't know about you guys or if that's the way that you would go. But before anyone answers, we have a winner for another one of our sleeper giveaways here. We got ourselves some walnuts for Atos Alive.
Congratulations, my friend.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good item.
I am
Tasty
going
nuts.
to ask you guys here. All right. 1, 2, or 3? What's
4.
the vote?
No, I'm just kidding. 3.
I'm feeling 3.
3?
3.
All right. We have our first epic that's getting ready to go out here.
There you go.
But It's not our big
It's
boys.
getting spicy.
It's, you know, we got another epic axe coming at you guys. Make sure anyone who wins to post your Discord. So Atos there. Oh man, he's on it. I know you. You won yesterday. Yeah. Well, that makes my job easier later.
Nice.
That and that reminds me. If you win, please, 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 when you post your Discord, know that capitalization and spacing matters. Like if I posted my Discord, the Spiz, and I didn't actually capitalize anything, you would not be able to find me on there.
Good
Please.
to know.
Please do it. But all right, here we go. We got ourselves. Where is that one? We had one before this. All right, I guess we're changing that one.
You know, if you don't mind, I have a question that I'd like to ask the group.
Yeah, please.
So, guys, the question here that's been on the back of my mind has been, how do you think this event, if at all, maybe it hasn't, but how do you think this event has been affected by the rise in the price of engine? You know, this event has been going on for nearly 12 days, 13 days, somewhere there. And within that time, engine has gone from $1.50 to touching $3 today. Any personal ideas
I didn't even
on it?
realize that it hit $3 today.
You know, I thought these prices were low, but now that kind of makes sense when the price doubles.
I was waiting to say prices had been dropping, and you know the coin was fairly stable still at the time while the prices were dropping. So people had the assumption that prices are low, but they're not watching the coins. And I talk about that a lot because if you're investing in the game and you're doing it properly, you're not just buying engine and then watching it go up and down. You're investing your engine into the game, and the amount of engine that you have can change, and the Shadowstone price. So it is something to keep a close eye on, especially when you're trading with real money here. Don't be fooled by the illusion of Shadowstones.
Clearly with that, have you actually seen a relative fluctuation based on the increase with engine's price compared to Shadowstones? I actually haven't looked at the market personally in 2 days.
I've been keeping an eye on even just the Discord and what's being traded and advertised in there, and people are updating their big ticket items coming down on prices like R-cores and stuff like that, mythical tier rings. Seeing people adjust their prices, like 30,000 Shadowstones lower to adjust for these prices. So I definitely think the market is following, but the market can change again really fast. And let's say it dips down really far, somebody can sneak in, buy some cheap engine, deposit it over, and pick up some cheap items. So you really have to keep an eye on your sale offers and when you want to invest.
Okay. What do the rest of you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely have seen the market drop. I think it's for both reasons: engine price changing, as well as some things kind of finding their place, and people just focused on the event. So I think they're both definitely big factors.
What do you mean finding their place?
So just it takes a while for items to be figured out, like how much worth they have. So sometimes you'll read the description of something and think like, oh, this is such a great use, and then you'll try it out. Multiple people will check it out and they're like, actually, this isn't as efficient. So then the price will change. And I mean, I haven't done a lot of studying on everything, but I could definitely see some items that are gonna stay low, and then some items that have changed based on the engine coin price. Like they're kind of like hand in hand.
Something I want to add, I was just referring to news speculations that there could be. I mean, if you wanted to really ask me what I think it is, we can spend Shadowstones on pendants. We can spend Shadowstones on mythical tier skins, legendary pet in game. All those things. I've been seeing Shadowstone drops very frequently. I know people are spending them for pendants to sell for pumpkins, and people selling pumpkins for gold to buy pendants, and it's a healthy ecosystem that is growing engine right now.
I mean, it's great. Like I personally have loved the Shadowstone system, but I actually hadn't really directly thought about actively, personally, the correlation between the rising engine price and
Oh yeah.
technically affecting the value of a Shadow Stone. And I mean, it's a good thing to get on everybody's radar currently. Do you think that engine is just on, you know, we are getting into the end of the year? I know crypto traditionally kind of bulls.
Striker's the guy to ask for that 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
well,
Striker laid out.
I mean, you look. I think it's easy to assume here that because we're in the fourth quarter of the year, because we're in holiday season, you know, these are the reasons for a lot of these tokens to appreciate in general. It's just been part of the trend that's been happening in crypto, you know, since 2016, since I've been on board. But the thing I think people, and there's not a way to really calculate it. This is personal opinion or whatnot, but I don't think people give Lost Relics enough credit for the amount of demand that it brings in to the engine space in general.
Okay.
You know, if the value of the engine token is based off of the amount of people that are in the network, and Lost Relics is the number one game on the platform or on the blockchain of engine, or on Ethereum, I should say, then the activity that happens within this ecosystem is going to play a part in the valuation of engine. Now, maybe it's only 1% of the total value. Maybe it's something that small. But when engine has a multi-million-dollar market cap, I'd have to pull up what the number is right now. But even if Lost Relics only made 1% of that in the long run, that's still an extremely large economy for the amount of players that we have in the game right now.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, I've definitely seen the highest online numbers that I've personally seen since playing this game.
I know a lot of people like to make the comment about how, like, oh, we didn't get the amount of players that we got during Easter or something along those lines.
Yeah, I've heard that multiple times.
And the thing that I tell them, it's all perspective. It's just a different frame on the same question, because if you're looking at it from when I started, we had 600 monthly players. Right now we have 600 concurrent players.
Yeah.
And it's been
every
1 year.
day.
You know what I mean? So
I think the thing people are bringing up is I wasn't around for it, but I was hearing a lot of the number 2,200 or 2,000 players online during
1,000
Easter.
plus.
And so I think the only reason I bring it up is just more of a factor that I think the drop rates initially, the creepy coin store stock, the amount of skins that we had, pets that we had, epic pets that we had, all that stuff was based off of planning for 2,000 people to be online. So that's the only reason that I would bring it up, is like day 1 and 2 we had 9 marks that dropped. How many players probably saved up 5 to 10 million gold, dropped gold on pumpkins day 1, and it was an extremely bad drop rate? Now I said, me even being somebody who wasn't in it, just the info I heard, I said don't open them up day 1 or 2, like save them for, you know, when you're seeing Overseer drop, that's when it's time to go. But I'm just saying, for the players that didn't pay attention or heed advice or anything like that, I think that's the only reason it would matter, is just 1,500 epic pets, like that wasn't gonna sell. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get your perspective. I get where you're coming from. You know, the thing also, if you look at it from a business standpoint and from a like development standpoint, you know, the Halloween event or any event in itself is a patch. When a patch comes out, there can be unexpected consequences of that new information. So if I was a developer and I had a limited amount of blockchain items that needed to go out for a specific event, I wouldn't want to risk that pool when the update is so brand new that very few players have tested it out over the course of 6 hours. You know, what I would want to do is make sure that, hey, my patch is stable, that the drop weights look fine, everything seems okay, and then boom, here we go. You know?
I mean, we definitely had drastic changes in drop rates and fluctuations and coin grabs and everything by the end of the event compared to the beginning of it. Like, I mean, the coins are undeniable. You know, a really good coin run, I feel like, was getting close to 400, and now it's like, you know, you've got
The max I got was $4.99 initially, and that was out of all my runs, out of God knows how many hours. But
yeah,
there was a day where I was like, okay, now the max looks to be 600. Like I got 500 and something. I'm like, okay.
well,
and it
do you
wasn't like a
remember-
one-off. But then the next day, then we were getting up to 700. So.
well, that's what I was saying. Do you remember, like, because we had been talking, just pumping out grinding runs after runs, King, and I got 600 flat, and I was like, oh yeah, took a screenshot and sent it to him, and then it was just like, well, yeah, that's like normal now. It was just like, oh, dang it. Like,
I sent you a
thought that was
screenshot
awesome.
I sent you a screenshot of like 699. So I was
Yeah,
like, okay, it's
like-
clearly higher.
Oh, clearly it got higher. Like, no one was getting close to those numbers. Petty and certified, like, what are your thoughts on, like, what do you think pumpkins changed with increase? Because I think we're all on agreement that coins changed.
So I don't know what Cliff is doing on the back end, like changing odds and everything, but I mean, you can only take an educated guess, and with the creepy coins, I think the guess would definitely be that the rate was increased. With pumpkins, it would make sense because of the fact that to make it match up with how long the event was supposed to be, they would have to be increased with how much they were being open. Again, to say like he ever did change the numbers, like none of us can know unless if he tells us. So,
He told me. He told me secretly.
Yeah.
He's in
So-
the other room, actually. Well, yeah.
So,
said-
but I mean,
Hi, Cliff.
it's
Yeah.
definitely it's definitely intelligent to use those educated guesses, understand a market, understand what goals someone may have, and work with that. So like opening them late, makes sense. Thinking that
Yeah.
they may happen.
I touched on that, and the reason why I said it, I mean, looking at it from his standpoint, you can see the same thing with just letting in. Why won't he let in every player on the list? Well, because that would just drain the pool really fast. So it's like I understood the reason why to wait till like I couldn't say day 3, but whenever it was go time, whenever that would happen, was because I understand, day 1, you don't want half the legendary swords coming out of the pool, and then like everyone's discouraged for the rest of the event, or it runs out early. Like that would be miserable. So I'd rather them be slow at first and figure out the drop rate and the player base that we're gonna have, how many online, adjust it by there. I wasn't saying I have any problem with that. It's just acknowledging that happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Before anyone keeps going, we have another winner. It is Nebo Zarek. You got yourself
Easy.
an
Nice.
Axe of Antagony. The first epic of the day, but not the best one.
Oh.
So make sure that you are still on board here and still entering these raffles. Also, please make sure to hit the like button. Let YouTube work for us rather than against us there. It's easy to do. Hit the sub button if you haven't already on Market Square Gaming. Also, make sure that you head on over to Strike Team Games on YouTube. Hit the sub on there. Also, go over to Twitch. You got my man Kingslayer LR. It's undeniably just wake up and tune in, because he's 90% of the time he's still just going hard on there. You got Certified Soy Boy on Twitch. Make sure to follow on there. You got Petty Fogger _ TV. He's just pumping out, showing up. Like last night was showing me so many tips and tricks for the graveyard. I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself, but I kind of want to do a graveyard while this is going on. The last time I did it was
Do
with
it.
Striker.
Do it.
See that.
It did not
Do
go well.
it.
It did not go well, but that's okay. We had a good time doing it.
You did good.
Anyway,
You beat my predictions after you got your first run in.
Yeah, after
Right,
I
right.
knew what was
A
going
few
on, but
adjustments.
like it was, we did some mining off camera, essentially. Nebo, also make sure that he already got it. I did not just notice it. Thank you. I love that people are paying attention and know to post. All right, you guys, is it new player time or is it another old player item?
New player.
Definitely new
player
player
time?
time.
Yeah, down for that.
Let's go. All right, so anyone who already has access to the game, please do not raffle for this. This is for anyone who does not have access to the game. raffle up, win, and you can join into the grind. Just be ready for the grind, because it's real.
Because it's a grind.
It is. Like, there's no getting around it in this game. That's exactly what's going to go on here. Yes, new players, let's go. Raffle up, show some love, get onboarded from marketsquare.io. But, King, I don't know if I've been wanting to see you play the Graveyard. I understand the reason why you haven't. But yeah, have you played the Graveyard at all?
Yeah, I've done like 10 runs. Like I said, when it came out, I did like 2 or 3, and then every time the leaderboard would reset, I'd do like 1 run. So I've probably literally done like 7 runs, but
what were your numbers?
We got to like, we got to 300 almost every time. I'd stop at like 330 usually every time. But
okay.
I know I could hit higher than that. I don't think I could go rank 1 just because I'm not willing to literally dedicate enough time for the RNG.
I saw Soul 1 was creeping in here. That is the #1 Graveyard spot holder currently.
He's trying hard.
Striker, have you done the Graveyard?
Very little, man. Very little. So once the reset, the first reset happened, I already knew how that was going to play out because I've seen how exploits have been found in the past. I don't remember if it was Yaboy or Kenzie back in the day. They did a competition to see if anyone could clear Mount Olketh with going in naked, absolutely no items whatsoever, to see if it was beatable. And someone beat it.
What?
Someone beat it by discovering a health regeneration glitch.
Oh, an exploit. Okay.
An exploit.
How is that possible?
And so, like, once I started to see that, I started to realize like how much more exploits could probably be found if people dedicated the time and effort. I do think in the long run, like, it may have affected the event, the Graveyard Rumble. Hey, I just hit another Screamies. Let's go.
Hey,
all right. I
Nice.
just hit another Screamies.
Oh,
Perfect.
Congrats.
There it is. I like going back to what I was saying. I know how it put a pause on the event. It made people get excited, then take it down a notch, then get excited, take it down a notch. But in the long run, if it helped development of the game, and if we're talking about multiple months in the future, a year in the future, I think that's a positive.
You're meaning like pointing out errors that can now be like fixed and polished for when they get introduced to the real game.
Exactly.
Instead of one of these like sub-meta games.
You
So the 2 people who are grinding it all the time, and we got 1 on the leaderboard, and Petty has got the Petty Shuffle over there. Who wants to take it up? Who wants to talk about the Graveyard event and what you want out of it, what you've gotten from it, and what you think about it?
Petty, give us some more info.
Yeah. I was
Alright,
there for
well,
the Petty Shuffle.
All the secrets, baby.
I love it. I think it's a great addition to the game because sometimes like you kind of get burnt out grinding the same maps, or like, oh, I just spent 8 hours grinding out this gold bounty. So it's kind of nice to like have something you play to kind of like wipe the like clean the palette, or like it's kind of just a little refreshing to switch it up.
For sure.
I kind of have a little more incentive to grind to get first, because Tyranitar was like, hey Petty, if you place first, 100 gifted subs.
Yep.
On top of everything else, and it's like, ooh, that's actually really tasty for me to grind
yeah,
with.
for
Like,
sure, man.
That's a
Sweeten
lot of
the pot.
incentive. So it's like, that's one thing I have in the back of my mind when I'm like grinding. It's like I'm missing out on stuff. It's like that 100 gifted subs. That 100 subs.
Just like itching your neck.
Right, yeah, like
I need it.
I'm gonna get it. But yeah, no, so like that's kind of like my incentive is like on top of getting the mythical because of the competition that's going on, and that it's like it's a little tasty for me to run it.
And what is the mythical again?
It's the
parallel.
Xenarthal Parallel.
Xenarthal Parallel. Yep.
Oh,
It's
there
a
you go. There you
two-handed-
go.
Two-handed sword.
We got.
Oh yeah,
DPS.
that's right. That's right.
Yep.
That pretty boy.
Ooh.
And that's also why I'm grinding. Well, I'm also like grinding the blue maps, and they have a chance to drop mythical. So it's like fingers crossed while grinding green or blue maps. Like, come on, let me get a mythic drop, please. Like,
Dude, just Kingslayer, show us some love and send those mythic drop vibes our way.
Send in all the good vibes.
So killing it over here. I was there. I was talking about it actually yesterday on the stream. I was telling Striker, the madman himself over here, Kingslayer, when he got Inferno and just liked what it looked like on the ground and like chose to drop it, and it just started erroring and circling around him where you couldn't pick it up.
It disappeared. Yeah. I had no clue where it was, and then it like came out of nowhere, falling above my head, and it was like floating above me. I couldn't grab it, and it was like flying around with me at wherever I ran like a torch, and yeah, it was really funny. We got a clip of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and the best
That's
part though,
awesome.
like the craziest part about it though is like not that like, because that's crazy, like that happened, some random error. The craziest part is like he was like, could I not, like I was like kind of guessing that I might not be able to pick it up, and then he decided to just drop it again like 4 times. Like it's like, well, it did error, but it's like whatever.
Science. You gotta run these tests
so
for
funny.
science.
Yeah.
I like what it looks like on the ground, so it's worth the risk.
It
Like,
looks
what
so
are you
good though. It
doing?
looks so good.
It really did though.
I did the
But
same thing.
I was cracking up too because the very like I you know was doing whatever for that day, and I hopped on because you know Kingslayer is one of the people where if you're on Twitch, most times out of the afternoon, at least in my time zone, it's like if you just want to like watch someone grinding it out and be responsive to your chat, just you know head on over to Kingslayer LR on Twitch. And so I like will pop on if I'm like making food or something. I was making lunch and I popped on, and he like opens this chest and gets a mythic, or yeah, gets a mythic, and it was just like what? And then
It was great timing, right when you got there.
yeah, the same
It's the Spizzo luck.
the Spizluck.
Yeah.
The Spizluck went to Admiral actually. I had never followed Admiral yesterday, and I joined his stream, and he was like, I'm not getting any of these drops. Like, this event's not been kind to me. And I was like, oh, like, there's this joke with me and Kingslayer, it's Spizluck. I'll throw you some Spizluck. And then that group of pumpkins, he opens a mark. It was like, oh, like, okay,
Boom.
it's real, baby. It's real. The streamer luck, the Spizluck.
Heck yeah, I've been throwing all my raids over there, so hopefully there was some good vibes thrown the way too.
Oh, definitely. My favorite was your, you were like just, what, a sleeper cell on Petty's last night. Because I was like trying to learn about the graveyard event, and he was having this video playing. And I was like, can you turn the video down because I can't hear the tips you're giving? And then it's just like, Kingstar's like, I was watching that. Like,
I was watching The Office, and Spiz asked
sir.
me to turn it down. I was like, hey, I was watching The Office, man.
I was like, oh snap, I forgot. We all like follow each other and are constantly just creeping in the background to each other's streams.
Hashtag lurker.
I was streaming for like 10 hours, so when I ended it, I was actually just vibing with The Office, and then I was like getting a little chill out time, just grinding.
And then Spiz shows up. Oh man. What were you about to say, Striker? I feel like you were about to say something.
No, just.
Did I hear? Oh no.
No.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, we're good.
I thought I heard you like chiming in there. Yeah, I was cracking up. That's also one of the things that is, you know, really great. Like I've always touched on almost every stream so far, that the community itself, where, yeah, I don't know how many times I've been in someone else's stream and, you know, you've got big players like, you know, yeah, you've got Kingslayer, like, what up? Like all of a sudden, like you've been in there for like 40 minutes and, oh, like he's been here the whole time. Or Soul 1, I feel like, is the biggest, you know, sneak creeper on at least our streams, where we've got all these people, and all of a sudden it will just be like, yeah, I like what he just said. And it's like, oh, Soul's in here. Hello. We do have a winner. Oh my gosh.
Who got it?
They won again.
It's gonna
Who got
look
it?
a little sketchy here, actually. I didn't even know this was going on. This was on the table. K-Spiz just got
Yeah,
access
okay.
to, to the game.
Sketch.
Okay, Spiz.
Cases. Okay,
Cases. All right, like
Spiz.
so. Yeah, my wife just won.
Oh, man, now she can play.
I didn't know that she was even entering or watching, for that matter. But you know what?
Congratulations.
We're gonna do it one more time. Guess what?
Hype.
Oh, Redneck, you can't win a 7-day power pass. You already have access to the game. Deadlift Diva, you can't win access to the game either. All right, where's our next new player? Roger Lee. I hope to God you don't have access to the game so that we can give it to you. That is hilarious. Yeah. Zolio. It's rigged. Obviously, I don't need my wife to post Discord. I don't even know if she knows that she's entered. Like, I assume she just did to hype it up, but I don't know if she
Yeah, I
actually
don't
wants
think
into
I don't
that.
think Anna knew what she was entering either, because he's over here playing right next to me.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. You get really hype about just there's a raffle going on. Widget, I was wondering on that name K Spiz. Someone's jacking my style. I don't know what happened. Roger Lee, you won access to the game. Hopefully, please post your Discord. We're gonna pick another winner here. Moja Dog, you got yourself access to the game. Congratulations. DJ Spizzo Scammo strikes again. So please post your Discords if you have won. Oh, there we go. K-Spiz even talking. Enjoy this while you can, because this is not going to be a normal thing. She does not like to engage that much. I'm definitely considering starting to play. I hope you do. She didn't think she'd actually win. Yeah, join us. One of us. Get on the grind. So yes, I need Roger Lee. Please post your Discord. Moja Dog, please post your Discord. And you guys now, what are you thinking? We have a full set of gear. We have rares, and then we have. I'm willing to do also one of the big epics. What do you guys want? And I'm talking to the streamers.
I mean, I think they want one of the
I'm
big
down.
epics.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I mean-
I know what's in there, so I want to do one of those.
The big boys? All right.
Yeah.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of down for like a pet, but that's just your boy Petty.
It's Petty over here.
Let's
Hey,
do one
bud.
of the big bows. I know
Always
people
on brand,
really
baby.
want one of those.
Let's do a big old bow. Let's go. All right.
Yeah.
Remember, please.
Ooh,
post-
I'm joining this.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to win
I
here.
need that bow.
Unfortunately, actually, I don't even think. I think Petty's the only one that I actually forgot to tell. You can't enter.
Oh, every time.
Nice try.
But if you have a wife, she can enter. Apparently, you know, like there's stipulations to the rules.
Let me get my fiance on the line.
There you go. Right? Yeah. Win it and transfer it over to me. Make sure, please, Roger Lee and Moja Dog, I have not heard from you. Please post your Discord before I get going on this next one. Let's go, Epic. You know what? I'm going to actually do teaser. We're going to wait Kingslayer on that bow, but we're going to hit the other Epic up. Because I
Alright.
think that should be the grand finale one. Like, that thing's so good.
Well, there was two.
One of them went yesterday.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the better one is still here today.
Sounds good.
But yeah, let's go with. We got ourselves. We'll pop this bad boy at like. We'll do a weird number. We'll do 14. Why not? Have we got our Moja? Got your Discord perfect. Roger Lee. I really want to give you access. But I can't do it if you don't post it. We're gonna go forward because we got too much stuff to get out here. Okay, we don't have enough time. All right, I don't have time to give out all these free items. So we have ourselves one of the big epics. I've used it myself a bunch. I love it. It's the highest damage DPS epic melee, the Scar Carver.
It's a nice piece, all right.
I really liked it. I was running that and the Frostbite Phantom for a while until I got myself the Winds of Ash.
Yeah,
You know,
that's best in slot in my opinion for the epic tier.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Actually, how do you view the comparison between one-handed and two-handed melee?
I think that one-handed is too much of a drainer of mana, in my personal opinion, and
Yeah, I
two-handed
agree.
you can just do significantly more damage. So like, I have the Inferno Mythic one-handed sword. It's just not better than my Tharbors, which is a tier down. It's just not better, and
Okay.
uses way more mana, and I get it out of dungeons with less health. So I think it's really good with the Amulet of Howls, since it doubles your melee damage. I think that's when it becomes super good,
Ooh.
because you're extremely maneuverable. You can attack very fast. It's 2800 with every right click. But yeah, that's kind of the only thing that enables it. So I think that's a downside.
Okay. What do the rest of you guys think?
Yeah, I think more power is better per hit
Mhm.
in this, just because again, energy is important. If you're taking dungeons really slow, just barely like surviving, backing up to gain energy, and then continuing forward, then you might be able to factor in some other gear. But other than that, you're kind of looking for
Well,
that straight damage and sprint forward.
I just want to throw in that I even have Gradium's Pumpkin, which supplies me with 6,000
Oh my
energy,
God,
and
I
I
love that item.
still run Mana. So I mean,
So good.
something I want to work on is Harvester of Sorrows and like Blue Graham, so I can teleport and have more mana. But I think if you have to invest thousands of dollars just to have a one-handed sword, then yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's still some in the pool, so I mean, there's still chances, but
go find
like
it.
in terms of like having to choose between one-handed and two-handed, I agree with all of them. I think two-handed is gonna be able to provide you a lot more bang for the buck when it comes to clearing mobs. Like my idea has always been how many attack animations do I need to get through a mob, right? And using those two-handeds allow you to take one less swing to be able to get through them. However, I would note that like when you're on the big open maps, the big outdoor maps where
Yeah, buddy.
the mobs don't all surround you at the same time, or it's easier to spread them out, I do find the ability of using the one-handed and using the speed to clear through them
Makes a lot of sense.
seems a little bit more efficient.
That's really interesting because when I did the amulet, it worked best on the Mount Olcap. Just
Oh,
'cause
my
it's
bad.
so
We're talking about with amulet or without, or
Oh no,
Well,
just
either
either.
way. I mean, no
in
matter
general.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So-
I think you're right when it comes to the amulet.
I mean, yeah, like with the amulet, that's what everyone's talking about is you will get, what is it, 20% boost?
double damage.
25%. Oh,
Yeah,
double.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Double.
25% of
Yeah,
your
20
health.
That's where the number one, or that's where the percentage comes. Yeah, double your melee damage when health is below 25%. So it's like myself personally, like, yeah, there's all that potential to, like, just pound away and grind through this thing, but because you can pair it with the screamies as well and maintain a low health rate and still, have some cushioning in case something happens. Absolutely not. I cannot run that strategy at all. Like,
Too stressful?
No. Yeah, way too stressful. Like, no. I'll keep my range and I'll keep my health. Thank you very much. You can go do whatever you guys need to do, but I don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of playing the game with 25% health as my, strategy. Because a bunch of people were essentially getting it and popping bombs in the beginning, blowing themselves up down to 25%. So the immediate start of the dungeon, they were able to, capitalize on that double damage. The damage is insane. I will give it that, but the risk is too high for me personally as a player.
Yeah. I said I
think-
needed that item when I saw it. I said I needed it because it had the bow damage as well. Without the bow damage, I
Yeah,
can't visualize it as well.
I was just gonna say it got patched last night. It was
Yeah.
in fact a glitch, and
Yeah.
it doesn't work on the bows. It very
King-
clearly said melee damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King and I were talking about that because we both had the option to use it, but like I wasn't gonna use it just because of my playstyle. I don't want anything to do, like I said, with the 25%. But even with that, when the exploit was essentially, because that's like what it was at the end of the day, I was like, I don't want to get used to using this thing, and I still don't want. I don't even care that it's the exploit. I still don't want any part of the 25% health. Like, no. I'm good. Petty, did you use it at all?
No, it's too well. Also, like, I'm not really playing those high level dungeons where you can use like the things.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like focusing because like I want to get back to sand, so I'm just grinding desert, the blue map, so I can jump up to purple, and then grind through purple so I can get back to my stomping grounds of sands.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I love Sands. Sands is like what I was running before. Like it's my favorite map to run. Like I just love that map. It's a really fun outside map, and I miss it. So I'm just doing my best to grind back to it. But I've played it once with the Amulet of Deathly Hallows and the Hugo Crowley mask that causes DK.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that was so much fun. I want to pick up the Fire Boy and run that with it, because like doing DK and fire. Oh my goodness. With my Easter sword with a NATO proc, like, because the fire and the decay would do 20 damage each, so that's 40, plus the 25 a tick from the NATO, which is 65 a tick. So you're doing 65 a tick. And you can have up to 6. I've had 8 NATOs on one screen at one time.
Shouldn't fire be 45 to 55 damage?
Is it? I've never had it. I just thought it was the same as the mask, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure fire is 45 to 55. Though I've said...
so it's even more. Like that's even nuttier. Like I'm even more excited for it then. Like,
but yeah, no, like people have said the pairing with the mask. Will someone explain the pairing of the mask and how that works? If you know what, will one of you guys explain the pairing of the mask and that amulet and how that works?
Well, yeah. So essentially, to trigger each of the masks, you have to be under 30% health, and it has a chance. It's not lights everything on on fire or decay around you. It has a chance to when you're under 30. So people obviously want to utilize that. If you're sitting under 30, you want your relics to be synergistic. Bring screamies, bring multiple items that work off that low HP to benefit off of that, increasing the benefit for being low health. But yeah, Decay got an update recently, probably 2 weeks ago, adding a significant slow. I don't know the percentage, but it seems to be like 75
slow.
to 80.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
you really have to get used to it, because you're used to because what I found out with the mask is like it's once your health is low enough, it's guaranteed once they enter in an AoE, they're getting decay. Like it's guaranteed they're getting decay as soon as they hit in a certain AoE. So they're running at you, and you're thinking like, oh, I have the timing right, and you go to swing, they get decay, they slow down, you miss your swing, you're like, ugh, all right, let me take a few steps back to get that mana back. Like, I'm not. And
someone just actually brought up pair amulet and seal of the warden. Great fun. That would actually be a jam. I have yet to experience the seal of the warden. Have any of you guys actually used that one?
I've not.
No.
Not yet.
Rather
I've been waiting for you to get
pairing,
one.
Yeah, rather than pairing it with that, I've really talked about it. So people have been telling me it turns you into the warden, which is like, you're getting his stats. So people are telling me it's not just like doing damage of the warden. You're also gaining a significant amount of armor, which is damage reducing. But so, like I talked to you privately about, I would love to see my Mark of the True and Band of Brutality with the Warden Seal, because you get 5% attack speed, movement speed, damage, and then 10% more damage from Mark of the True. So I feel like you'd just be able to slap bosses around and it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to see, like, I want to get one just because I want to go fight the warden as the warden on, like, Isle of Rim and punch him into the ocean. Because you know you can like accidentally, you can actually get like errored into the ocean. Yeah. Be like, take it now. It's my time to shine, baby. He killed me a couple times. He is a menace though compared to the the Zen bosses. Yeah, Thunderclap is a joke. Thunderclap needs something like something given to that poor boy.
Hey, don't give Cliff any ideas now. Calm down.
It's like, yeah, give me another. I'd rather have another warden where at least it's, it's just Thunderclap. It's just like, oh, you again, you slow bastard. Like, I'll just like slowly move away and light you up.
It reminds me of Go for it. You're good.
The only bosses that I fear at all that like I'm most likely gonna take damage from is the one that shoots fireballs. I can't remember the name. It's like the demon. Yeah, that one, and then the Nether demon. Other than that, if you just take your time, you shouldn't take any damage for them.
You'll be okay.
In my opinion. Yeah.
It reminds me of an old patch that got released. I don't even remember when it was, but the patch came out accidentally like buffing the Grods too much to where like they were unkillable. So players were running. Yeah. There was like a whole like, I don't even know, 5 hours, 6 hours where players were playing, and it's just like I can't beat a single map that has a Grod, and like you'd have to run past them, and then all of them would be chasing you the whole map, and it was crazy.
Oh my god, the pressure's on. Did you guys see the clip? I forget who experienced the error, but there were like 50 wardens in one map. That poor guy.
Oh yeah, I saw
the Gates of Hell.
Yeah. The hell spawn, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, Roger.
I got smacked by that in the graveyard. So when I started doing graveyard, speaking back to that, I set a timer for an hour when I was in there, so I made sure I didn't get hell spawned on, because I think that's how long it is.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys were like getting those spawns, because like I was playing and I was kind of getting the high numbers, and like you guys were talking about like the spawns. I'm like, guys, I'm getting like my runs in like 30-40 minutes. Like, what the heck are you guys doing to where you're in there for like that long?
If you're running further away and taking more time per shot, it's just gonna take more time. So it just depends on if you're racing through it, maybe.
Wait,
you're
you
not
guys use the bow?
Well, it's just I feel like I'm taking a long time running my method, and then it's like, wait, but those spawns take hours. Like, what?
Yeah,
like, it's because it's. Like, it was just baffling me that like that was even happening, like, because it's like I feel like I was taking a long time and I wasn't even getting the spawns.
That's what I was.
So I just thought it was like the really high.
Though.
Well, I thought it was like really the high end, like, those 600-700 runs, like that. It was like those runs causing those numbers, because it was like, well, double what I'm getting would be that. So like that's just what I thought it was, is like the 600 to 700 runs.
That's exactly what I was referring to earlier, though, where I'm saying I know I could get a good score. It's not a matter of if I can get on the leaderboard. I'm not playing anything.
It's whether or not you
want
to put it in.
Do it the best. Yeah. To get number one, though, you're gonna have to put in a significant amount of time. Like a long run, it takes an hour plus, and you're going for the God run, right? You're going for the longest one. I'm just not willing to put in that much time. As referring back to what I was talking about.
Okay.
But would you be willing? Would you be willing to put in that time if it wasn't the Halloween event?
Still probably not, because that's the thing is I like jumping in there and doing like one or two. Like, I don't know what it was. I've explained this before. I'm a Call of Duty Zombies lover, and I loved going for world records as soon as it came out. And the first night, like, it had the same kind of feel. Gathering them all up, getting the spawn limit, killing them off slowly. Like, that's exactly what you did just for hours on end. But the RNG playing into it and not being just 100% skill based just really deters me. If it was a wave based system where there was the same, everybody's getting the exact same spawns at the same time in the exact same locations, if it was 100% fair, I would have no problem dropping 20, 50, whatever hours into that. But when it's all RNG, it's just, I don't want to. There's attack glitches right now. There's problems with the game. I don't feel like getting around 500 and having an attack glitch get me webbed, and it's just all over. So.
Yeah,
that's fair. Just so everybody knows, the big epic scar carver has found itself. Oh, of course, I love it. F2P Gaming, you got yourself a scar carver, baby.
There you go, baby. Nicely done.
Buddy.
Way to go, F2P.
One of the longtime viewers, huge supporter of all of our streams.
For sure.
Killing it. I did also have what? Dardis brought up the Peekaboo Brew plus Amulet plus Warden, just for a laugh to see how high the damage numbers will go.
Oh, Jeebus.
Yeah,
FUP! I know y'all have your Discord, but you gotta post it anyway, brother. You know the system.
I get excited with like how many different types of relics that there are, and obviously the game being named Lost Relics. Like, what's gonna happen in a year like where we have all these different possible combinations and different tiers that you could go into, and mixing and matching and all of this stuff. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what gameplay or meta will be like in the future.
Oh yeah, meta always changes.
We got a new player only raffle. Please, if you are an old player that is someone who has access to the game currently, do not hit that raffle button. Do not do the raffle yourself. Don't worry, you have more items to come. This is for new players. Let's go. Keep going, guys. Sorry.
I just wanted to throw in, you're talking about all these sorts of different builds, and that's exactly what I like doing is, theory crafting, putting different things together. The first day that I got, whatever day it was that I got the Amulet of Deathly Howls, we tried it out with Tharbors. I have Mark of the True, I have Tharbors, that's plus 40% damage right there. And we were able to hit 6,400 every single hit, no crits or anything like that, and I actually two-shot Thunderclap. Literally 2 attacks.
Two-shot.
And
Good, he deserves to get taken down in 2.
Yeah, so I've already talked about it. That's without like Pumpkin Seed Soup. That's without Band of Brutality. That's without Brute Force Potion. There's so many things. I think I can hit probably a 20k. So I just wanted to throw that out with Peekaboo Brew, opening a lot of possibilities. I think there will be. I'm gonna try and get some clips of me one-shotting some bosses.
I really want to see some clips of that because I also want to see one of the things that someone in one of the chats yesterday that brought up that cracked me up was, so let's say we get the 4-player co-op going on and 3 players bring in Jacko Bomb and just pump all the Jacko Bombs, or like 1 player, like the human sacrifice. I run up there so the boss is just sitting on me and everybody else goes and pumps Jacko Bombs and just kills them immediately.
So before we do that, then we have all 5 people plant down 10 Sleepy Hollows each, just a little minefield, and
oh god,
and then you bring them into the 50 bombs there.
Bada bing, bada boom, you're gone.
If bosses are slowable, I mean, you could see strategies like that just spread across the whole arena, and we're just all running around, snaking him through all of them. He's just slowed. We're just bowing it down, right?
Yeah,
so,
controlling aggro, moving him around.
Yeah.
Do we know if bosses are actually slowable?
It probably won't be, considering you can.
I mean, even currently.
I lit Thunderclap on fire with the Inferno, and he has like resist. Like he takes like significantly reduced damage from stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're unslowable. I mean, part of the whole fight is them killing you. If you get like safe spot them, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I would assume that as we get like a wider range of bosses, that there would be certain strengths and weaknesses. So some would probably resist more to some, and then others that are like really strong. That might be the strategy that like is expected. That way the meta will change depending on what dungeon you're running, what boss you're fighting, things like that. And I think that's the most interesting thing for a game, so that not everyone's just running the exact same items for everything all the time.
Sure.
That was something I brought up with you, Petty, last night, was where we were talking about Counter-Strike, and I was like, when I played in Beta 6, you could get a scope and put it on any weapon. You could get a silencer and put it on any weapon, and I really actually didn't like when they restricted that because it turns it into a fixed meta half the time, where, we're all running the same thing generally speaking if we could.
Yeah.
Obviously, for like Lost Relics and stuff where you're going to actually have to invest or find these things, there is going to be like some degree of difference there, but if everyone had access to this pool, idea. I like the idea that there's a ton of different strategies as obscure, like Mang. I'll have on the stream next week. Like Mang's a wild man. He runs 2 melees.
Yeah.
He literally doesn't use any range, and I was like, BS. Like,
he's nutty.
Screen send it to me. Like, let me see your screen and let me watch you do this. He just makes it look effortless, and it's like I would never go into a dungeon with 2 weapons.
I was telling you Yeah, I really want to try it. I was telling you about the build that I'm trying to. I'm selling my pumpkins now that we're at the end. I've gotten 2 marks, 3 screamies, 3 amulets. Like I just don't feel like testing my luck anymore. If I can get Band of Brutality and the Olkept armor, I really want to take Inferno and Tharborvs into Mount Olkept. I think it's going to be solid.
Does anyone know if there's any animation canceling or like attack speed resets on switching weapons?
I have no idea, but hold on before anyone answers. Nick 46, you just
Nice.
got yourself access to the game. We are going to do a quick pick right after that. Please post your Discord and remember that punctuation and capitalization matters. The other winner here is, I hope he doesn't do it to us, Make People Cry. Just got access to the game.
Nice name, nice name.
Please post your Discord so that you can get your access to the game. I will contact all the winners after the stream is fully done with. All the items are out there. Make sure to hit the like button. Let YouTube work for us. Make sure to hit the sub button on Market Square Gaming. Make sure to head on over to Strike Team Games on YouTube and give yourself a sub over there. He is a great guy to watch. We also have the man, the myth, the legend over here, Kingslayer LR on Twitch. We've got Certified Soy Boy on Twitch. Super enjoyable. We called in the troops, last week? And we got him up to affiliate status.
Oh yeah.
And then we got Petty Fogger over here. I'm gonna try so hard, like, to emphasize the no R in there. It is not Frogger as much as I want it to be. It is Fogger.
You and everyone else. You and everyone else.
TV. He's a great guy to watch. He has a hilarious layout for his Twitch stream. I really can't get into it. Go and check it out for yourself. I enjoyed every minute while I was on that stream, so much so that I was like, can I get in on this? Can I get a call in here? And he let me in. We had a blast.
Super fun.
Oh, Make People Cry is already making people cry in the game. So that's okay. We will add that to the next rapid fire, but let's go with, are we doing a weapon or a relic?
Let's do a relic.
Yeah,
relic.
relic
Yeah,
it up.
Let's go. We got ourselves a relic. We're going to do one of the ones that I was using for a very long time, the dried blushberries, our last one.
Really good energy relic.
Oh, it's
Love it.
super good. These were also based off the recommendation initially for the items that I was using for the relics off of Striker. I was like, I need to be doing better in these dungeons. I need healing. What do I do? And he told me to get the
Early game,
the cookie, the walnuts. Yeah, you go
so
for
good.
it.
So good. I mean, just that those pairings of the four rare relics, right? The cookie, the honeycomb, the berries, and the walnuts. Like, just the pairing of all of those. Being lucky enough to be able to have them and use them all at the same time, like, you can do some major regen there.
Oh yeah,
In
and
early
you're
dungeons.
gonna have no problem. Also, please, who was it? Nick 46. Post your Discord if you did. I didn't catch it. There's a whole lot of people entering raffles. Mr.
Hey,
Wolf Heat.
I do want to ask really quick, has anybody else been in the downstairs part of the tavern and just like found a blockchain on the ground?
What?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I sit there as Jack in the Box and just listening on people's conversations. I found a few firefights down there and
Yep.
like
A
it's-
couple God Slayers per week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I go to pick them up, they just disappear as soon as I do.
You joke, but if you search in the Telegram go through like some of the old pictures I posted, like on one of the pictures there was like 4 Reckonings, 2 Void Rippers, 3 God Slayers, and a bunch of like legendaries on the floor. And I'm like,
Yeah.
look what I found, guys.
What?
And I
Look what I
posted it
can
in
do over
Telegram. Yeah.
Be like,
I was
oh, that's
wondering if-
weird.
okay, it's my first time encountering it, and I've been playing for 3 months. But yeah, there was literally just like blockchains on the ground. I'd
That's
click
funny.
on it, and they would just disappear.
Yeah.
Oh, I just heard that Nick also has access to the game already.
Oh,
So,
Ooh.
after the dried blushberries, we are going to give out 4 access passes to new players. please, 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 if you're an old player, do not enter. If you have already won an access pass, do not enter. King, I was doing this for you. All event, you have been like, let's save them up, brother, like, and let's open them.
Yeah.
And I can't do it, but I did start to actually save them. What am I up to right now? I got 66 pumpkins so far.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
So I will be saving them when we hit 100. We'll do some opening there.
If my
Yeah,
order
I-
goes through, I might open with you guys.
Good
Oh,
news. 'Cause
perfect.
Yesterday
All
we
right,
decided
I'll
to.
save.
Yesterday we decided to open every 50. We had been like doing, like 9 to 12 hour
200, dude.
streams. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd save up 200 to 250 and open them. But yesterday we decided, after we got my second mark, like I was just, let's open every 50. Let's just have fun. And we opened like 50, got nothing. Opened 50, got nothing. We had 60 the third time because I bought like 10 more when I hit 50. And out of just the 60 that I had, we hit another legendary amulet and a screamy. So
Ugh, I need
even
that
if you have a low
amulet, man.
amount, even if you have a low amount, you could really. I mean, it just takes one,
Yeah.
right?
I gotta switch over to epics because DJ has been requesting a rematch with the Warden. Because the last time I did the Warden, I got just killed
This-
right into the ocean.
Take your setup and try out old kept caverns.
All right,
Six
let's
sword.
go.
It's 6 sword.
Let's go. Wait, with
You got it. You
my
got it.
legendaries.
epic or my legendaries? Oh, all right.
Your
Let's go.
legendaries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just no mythicals allowed in there. So you're good.
All right, let's go. We'll do that one, and then DJ, we will try to get the rematch with the Warden because the last few times that he's requested that, the Warden just don't want to show up. I saw a longbow on Emporium just randomly dropped on the door.
Who knows
I don't know what
the
that's about.
Who knows the count for the amulets? The count to how many were minted, or how many blockchain items are there for amulets?
There's
Oh,
five,
I don't know.
500.
500 flat.
Oh
Yeah.
God, there's Ogums
250
in
of
here.
each.
Oh, Ogums. Okay, let's go. Let's get them. I hate Ogums so much. They just come out like bat out of hell, just popping in. But I am gonna definitely be getting rid of my low camera angle for this one.
It
I'm
looks
a huge
like some of the
striker
walls. My bad. Go for it.
Well, I was just gonna say it's like I swear by it if I'm outside, but I don't think that I think there's a disadvantage actually to be like using the low camera angle inside. Because
Yeah. Well,
I mean it just doesn't make sense. It's not an open space. Like there's so many situational
Yeah, the
like
walls will get in the
movements you
way.
need for the camera angle that I haven't tried it out, but I have no interest in actually using that.
sure.
What were you about to say though, Striker?
It just
Fair
since the minor patch update, like, and I don't know, maybe this is just in my head and not an actual thing, but it does feel like, at least I'm running Mount Olkept right now, and it does feel like the walls, like the rock walls, are much tighter to the arena or to the like the actual game space than before, because I've been clipping on a lot of those walls with my camera in their traditional view. So I don't know if
Okay.
that's something that just changed or if it's just like in my mind right now because I keep clipping. But
Wait, are you using low angle inside?
no, right now I'm not using low angle. No.
Okay. Do you guys all use low? Yeah, I know King
No.
does not.
No,
King is-
not at
King-
all. I hate it.
Not at all. Do you?
I hate it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Just-
I want to
It's-
clarify. I don't hate it. I actually, if I'm in Zenithil, if I use it, I'll make it out with more HP on average, but my times are not faster, and I always I have plenty of healing, so it's just not a beneficial thing.
Why do you think your
that-
times aren't
that's
faster?
my opinion.
Yeah,
It-
I was
it's
about
about
to ask,
efficiency.
why is your time affected?
And then I think kind of like, because like when I talked about it, King kind of like was like, oh yeah. And it's just like, I'm kind of more so just wanting a button to switch between the two.
I do too, but like me and Striker both asked, why do you think your time is affected? King, by using the low angle where you were like, you have more HP getting out, but you're slower.
Yeah, so I mean, I can see the enemies before they can see
Oh.
me when I'm in low angle, so I can get the shot off first, meaning like I just don't take as many hits back, and mostly
Yeah.
through rangers, because you can, if you target a ranger first, like you can, shoot them before they shoot you.
Right. But wouldn't that
well-
increase? your
Yeah.
increase your speed?
Because you'd be more
Well,
efficient at killing.
I'm not as fluent with the rest of the map and movement like how I've had months to get adjusted to
got
the
it.
top angle
Okay.
view. So it's not like a gameplay thing. It's just like I said, locked rooms and stuff like that. You might not be as efficient as like moving and hitting. Like you might move a little further to get a little more space or something
Sure.
like that.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Oh, God, get out of
Yeah.
here, possessor.
I would say if you like again, like that's how I see it. If you're worried about dying and you take dungeons slow, like it might be better. And like Striker said earlier, I love the aesthetic. I think it looks very nice from that angle. But it's the camera twirling when you're in the top-down view. You can just continue to like I almost like continually twirl it, especially when I'm going in areas that are
Constantly.
outside. So then you're just clearing out each side without having to like take the time to look around.
Okay.
You're turning your angle while you're shooting something else,
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
immediately acquiring your next target. I think that's kind of why your speeds
Getting
would also be a little
affected.
bit faster. Yeah.
Striker, what do you think about the low?
I mean, I think it's beautiful. Like I remember watching Coromanti's video on YouTube, just going over the Halloween event, and he was showing off the low angle through a majority of the video, and like I thought it looked really good, especially for like a YouTube video. Now, when you're playing, I'm gonna stick to the classic view. I'm not gonna be
Your
doing.
isometric.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
I think the right word to use is it's immersive. If you're running through the
Yeah.
tavern inn, you just get so much more depth of the game. It's more immersive. It's not bad. Like I said, I'm just
Great word.
more
great
used
word.
to the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It-
and also recently I found out you can do like the ultra wide screen where you can stretch your res out, so you
Yeah,
can still get a
synthetically
much wider view. But
Oh
you're-
yeah.
Like, so I'm doing that, and like I can see across a full tile and a half of a screen. Like,
Because you have an
I
ultra
can
wide.
target the.
What?
My issue now is I'm attacking things out of range, wasting ammo or wasting energy, just right clicking like, oh, that's not
Mhm.
hitting.
And you're not actually hitting. What he's talking
Mhm.
about, if anyone doesn't know, if you make a custom resolution, at least for Windows, I don't know,
So-
this is the way that I've like heard about doing it, is make a custom resolution and the game will allow you to actually import and use that. So you synthetically create an ultra wide screen. You kind
Yeah.
of lose top and bottom bars.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 players there, like back in the day that had ultra wides and realized like the advantage that they had and like stayed quiet for like a whole
Yeah,
month.
because like,
What?
Yeah,
when I
There's
found out
sleeper?
about it,
I
was like,
debated
I feel
getting a
like
monitor.
I'm
Come on,
cheating.
man.
I
was like,
debated
feel like
getting a
I'm
monitor.
cheating.
Yeah, it seems like the right play.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like I don't. Yeah, I get where
It's
it's like
so
I would feel a
nice.
little weird about it, but at the same time, when low angle showed up, I wouldn't feel as weird about it because we already have one that can kind of exploit distance.
So what's the best size screen then?
I mean, I guess technically from a gameplay perspective, having an ultra wide would be ideal. I don't think it's necessary, but then again, like it really just depends on the difficulties of
To
these
each
dungeons.
their own.
All
Yeah,
right, beer back, getting a 28-inch right now.
yeah. When
Oh, yeah.
when when
'Cause it's
that
really
chaos
easy to
update.
get it.
Go
Oh,
for it.
sorry, go.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. I was just gonna say real quick. It's really easy to get the ultra widescreen because all you do is you just pop your window thing, your game screen to window mode. You squish it down to the width you want, and then you just make that full screen, and then it full screens the squished version of what you just did. So then you just have like kind of just some black bars above and below your screen, but it's more squished, and it takes you a second to get used to it, but like I just love it.
Before anyone keeps going, Alexandre, you just got yourself some dried blush berries. Please make sure to post the Discord or your Discord name in there so that we can make sure that you get this item. We're going to get another one going real quick before we keep talking, and we are gonna do one of my personal favorites, and that we haven't raffled off that often compared to, like, we've given away a ton of dried blush berries because they've just been so cheap lately. But we
They're
have
goated.
I mean, they're awesome. Like, they're hands down the crucial thing to bring
Hey,
your.
Spiz, I got a question.
Yeah.
How are you liking the Necrotic Nightmare, and have you gotten the decay effect much?
I see the decay effect a decent amount, in all honesty. I like it because I was switched over to a two-handed like great axe. I forget which one I was using before at this point. But I didn't like how slow it was. I'm a ranged player, and so I really wanted a quicker response for when I wanted the melee, and I really like the Necrotic Nightmare. The attack speed, the decay I don't use that much because with low angle, I don't know if anyone else that uses low angle feels this way, but I think it is exponentially harder to kite when you're in low angle. You can do it. It just takes a different form of practice than I was used to with the regular isometric view, but I really like it. Like I know you recently got it. What do you think about it?
What do I think of the Nightmare?
Yeah.
I literally have not used it once. I had the Black Death.
Oh, no?
It's just the Black Death with plus 5%.
I
love that
I
Black
like
Death.
the Black Death too. You know, like I got one of those.
I love
Don't
how
worry
that
about
looks.
who it came from. You know.
Yeah. Who did it come from?
I found it. I did not buy it from the Emporium from anyone who
It
is
was
currently
just
on
right
the stream.
there.
It was right
there on the ground.
It was for the pickings, so I took it, and yeah. No,
And I
I
haven't looked back.
I bought Kingslayer found the Black Death, and I was getting ready to move up to legendaries, and
You're now
like,
holding
oh.
on to my first legendary drop ever.
yep, I got it, and I'm gonna mint it as that. And when you get, like when we blow up, it'll be worth 10 times what it's actually originally worth. It'll be Kingslayer's Black Death.
That's some stonks right there.
Well, you got it, right? But yeah, have any of you guys else gotten the Necrotic Nightmare? Have you used it?
I haven't used it because honestly, I kind of wanted the scythe for the energy stealing, and I thought there
Everyone
was
did.
some left, and I was like really excited. I was like, yeah, let's go get it. And then like I talked to the guy, and there was like none left, and I was just like,
One of those womp.
I guess I'll just sit on it in case something
Like-
happens, and the scythe goes back up on the store. And then like a day passed, I was like, I'm just picking up the sword.
Whatever, I'll take it.
Right? Yeah.
Oh god, these ogres.
Well, I just got another 50 pumpkins, so
Oh,
For
when I
later
get outta
on.
here,
Good luck.
Let's do it.
I'm not gonna crack them yet. Just gonna wait. Every
After
event,
this run, I'll see what I have.
there's been a nice little finale to item drops at the end of these events in the past. So during Easter, I was on camera. I was everyone in the chat. We were in a Discord channel. It was like 6 of us, and everyone was like, "Okay, guys, there's only like three golden tickets left. Go sell all of your eggs now. Like, go get the gold while you still can." And so everyone went to go sell, and I was just like, "Well, okay, if everyone's selling, I'll be the buyer." So I went in, I bought, I started cracking,
Don't
and
mind
I
if I
just
do.
went nuts on stream because I was like, I hit the last ticket. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, actually, Soy Boy, you got a ticket, didn't you?
I did, yeah. There weren't a lot left when I got mine, actually.
Yeah.
Definitely very few.
I-
And I also didn't have many eggs left to open either when I got it.
Wait,
I was
can
on a
you
Discord
attack
call as
these
well,
rocks?
and it was very funny. What rocks?
How come I can target the rocks and they have life, but I can't actually do damage?
Oh,
to them,
because
man?
those rocks are destroyable. That was the
Oh, you just-
the previous use for bombs.
Oh,
Yeah,
but if you
just
don't
don't
have
pay
bombs,
attention.
you just can't
For
do
the
anything
old
with them?
secret rooms, which weren't really secret. It's just if you like went one direction inside of one of the inner dungeon inside. Actually, it may have been outside too, but you'd either have to slash away at a rock for a very long time to break it to get to the chest, or blow it
Mhm.
up.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there any actual way to, other than bringing fire potions, to get across the lava without taking any damage?
I
don't think
mean,
so.
You be a baller and you just walk across.
Just, like, just
I
Just
don't know
float
how
across
many
it?
chests I missed because back in the day, the lava was insta kill. So like I
What?
never. Yeah, it used to be insta kill for I don't know, maybe a month or so, and I just got used to the fact of it being insta kill that like I left chests without walking across the lava for like probably 2 months. I don't know how long it was.
Mentally scarred.
Mentally, yeah, I was just like, and because that insta death cost me a lot of gold, and I was just like, I'm not
I
doing that
bet.
again, you know.
Insta death.
And
You
that
have to bring it. You
Yeah,
have
and then-
to bring potions, or you can't even get the chest.
and on top of that, the nether demons used to have like their clap attack used to like toss you in the air and launch you across the map, and could launch you
Okay.
into the lava for insta death. So like, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's fun times all around.
I'm good on that. Petty was telling me about there was that error where you would get stuck in when they first started pumping the isolated zones that would pop up.
The lockouts.
Yeah, the lockouts, and apparently there was a time where you would get literally stuck in the lockout, and
Oh
it would
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
eventually
Didn't
start
notice.
spawning a ton of mobs, and you would just die.
Yep.
Like, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I was not a part of any of that. I
It
feel
was
like
good.
I might have I feel like
It was a
very-
fun week that was.
That was a fun week.
Yeah. It's like
Let
for
me out.
Taz. It's just like I lost my virtuals. I'm done with this. I'm out. Peace.
I petty ranted every day that it was that issue.
Petty ranted.
It's just a petty rant. You don't gotta pay
Just a
too
petty
much
rant. Don't
mind.
worry about it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Just don't mind me. I'm just getting a little worked up. I'm all full of Fanta.
Right. I'm still getting off my bread hill.
We have 9 minutes for the cookie going. Enter into that raffle. Make sure to hit the follow, like, or subscribe, depending on whatever network you're on. Show everyone some love. I will be adding everybody's stuff in the descriptions. You will be able to find it. We got Twitch top streamers, Kingslayer LR. You can find him on Twitch. Join him up. He is always running. He's always grinding, and he's always saving his pumpkins and always asking me to, and I don't. You've got Certified Soy Boy, always trying to get the meta for mid-maxing his efficiency going on, which is going to bring us to what we're going to talk about here in a second, because I know that we have some disagreements with that. We've got Petty Fogger _TV up on Twitch. He is running the graveyard. He was giving me tips and tricks yesterday. He has been around for a long time in the game. He's very knowledgeable. He's got at least over 700 hours of streaming Lost Relics himself. And then we also have the OG Striker from Strike Team Games on YouTube. Make sure to give everybody some love. And also to Market Square Gaming. Give a follow if you enjoy the giveaways. Please, please, please show us some love so that we can keep doing it already. Lapu, you did not miss any grand prizes. You did miss a Scar Carver, though. That's a pretty good one.
Pretty good.
So, one of the things that has come up, and I've talked about individually with you guys, but do you go back, and where is the line for not going back for chests and missed rooms?
Always go back.
That's how I've been doing it. One of the reasons I bring it up is he works with statistics, and he works in a casino. Certified Soy Boy begs to differ on those things.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense to go back, I think, in the long run. Like, I get going back, and you don't want to miss out on something, but it's easier to perceive what you're missing out on when you're actively missing out on it, but you're also missing out on future opportunities by taking the time to go back. So it's just more difficult to perceive that. My opinion has changed a little bit on going back. Only
Is that
because
based on how many blockchains you've gotten?
so that is based on your gear. So I have Tears of Serenity, right? And no matter what, because I can't get through the dungeons that I run without waiting for the whole heal 3 times from the Tears of Serenity.
Okay.
So I go back if I realize soon enough, and I use my Tears of Serenity during that run back. because
Yep.
I wasn't going to be attacking monsters during that run anyway. If you have the health and you have the energy to keep on pushing forwards and increase that that rate of just flying through the dungeons, I'd say that is your best bet, in my opinion.
So that also brings it interesting too, that I've watched Certified Soy Boy streams before when he's grinding skills, and he runs just past people. And
You're a madman.
I don't
You're
have
a madman.
time for any of that. I'm here to get my skills. Bye bye. So
Yeah.
I do want to hear what are your guys' thoughts on, because I get where he comes from, where it's like if I have to spend 6 minutes going back, I could be halfway done with another run, and so technically by variable chance,
See, but that's
statistically,
a very extreme case. Like the question is what is best, and it's hard to say what is best. I mean,
Yeah.
are we saying what is best for most players? Okay, how much is most players playing? Are they doing 5 dungeons a day on average? Okay, in those 5 dungeons, if you're not even getting all your loot, what are you getting? What are you getting?
nothing.
And
Well, in the
also-
long run, either way, you would still hit more chests, doing it that way per minute if you're.
But you
Good
could
not going
argue
back.
that you miss
Yeah.
keys from mobs that you ran past, so you can even open up all the chests.
Yeah, so that is a factor as well.
And,
That's what I'm
like,
saying. It's
you can-
definitely not true. There is some math involved that you'd have to figure out.
And also on the
but-
other thing real quick too is like drops fill a bucket, so I always find it's best to get it than to not have it, because like with your skills and everything, like cool, you're running past the mobs, but you're missing out on all that player XP, and then you're missing out on player XP, and then if you're like, oh well, I need to be a certain level, and you're running past the nodes, then you're missing out on the skills, and like those drops really tend to fill the buckets. And then
I
on
mean-
the other side of like you're clearing out the map and you ran the wrong way, well if you're paying attention and you know the map layout, you kind of know like, oh, after so many tiles I need to turn back to go the other way, and you're not like, oh, I cleared out half the map and I missed this turnoff. But if you're just paying attention and you're clearing things the right way, you're never gonna really have to
Yeah.
go back, and the going back is like 2-3 tiles at most, to where it's not really even a big deal. And if you bring in speed potions that last for 70 seconds, that's a big help on it. Like, and there's also the relic that gives you the speed boost where you don't even have to waste spots. Like, there's ways to be efficient to where you can do full clears and still clear it out faster than people trying to just clear it out without full clearing it.
I mean, period. You need to assess it. The two major factors that I've talked about is that if you don't know where you're running back, yes, assess your time. If you're spending 5 minutes, the example used was 6 minutes running back. Yeah, that's probably not worth it. I'm going to go ahead and advocate running 6 minutes back, mindlessly looking for something. If you don't know what you're looking for, like it's a chest and the icon's not on your map, probably don't look back. But if you know that you missed a place and it's like 3 rooms back, run back, because you know where you're supposed to go. The chest is probably there. There could be loot in there, but yeah, if you're running back a crazy distance, it might not be worth it. But it's all risk and reward, you know. Like I said, if it's a minute back, maybe it's worth it. 6 minutes back looking for something,
Yeah.
probably not.
Black Cat brings up, I disagree with leaving it behind due to the fact that you can drop an item at a split in the map, go 3 to 4 rooms in one way, look for the drop, closing down the backtrack time to a few minutes. I don't
Wait, what?
understand the dropping an item.
Are they
Well, I
talking about the
think
blue,
that's
the
just
blue
to
gram?
mark
Blue
the
gram,
split.
probably.
Okay, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that
the
makes sense. Then
teleport.
that
The
definitely,
teleport.
again,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
said it depends on your gear, in my opinion. Because the only way I can think of it is that you ultimately, if there are 2 people going, and one person never goes back and the other person always does, and they both play for 1,000,000 hours, I think the person who never goes back will hit more chests if everything else is the same.
Okay.
I
Even with
believe
there
that.
being 3.
And also, real quick, my chat brings up a point that even Soul has changed his tune to agree on full clears rather than not full clears.
Yeah.
Sure. Look, my perspective on the whole debate is that from multiple conversations that Cliff has had, like in Telegram or in Discord or on people's streams, like he's always put an emphasis on that the way that he designs the game or wants to the game to be played is for players to full clear. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to. Obviously, like the way it's set up is where you are allowed to run dungeons that you can barely survive on, with the idea being like, if you make it to the end, like get out, like you did your job, like you survived, like that's a feature, right? But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Cliff continues to try to incentivize full clears. I don't want to be one of the players that misses out on that incentivification.
Yeah.
So, well, if he incentivizes it, and I can tell,
but you
can't.
I mean? That's the.
But what?
You never
what
can.
What would he do that would incentivize it? Is what I mean. Like,
so,
what would be?
The thing about this argument that like the reason why it can never be solved, and the reason why there is no right answer is because it's impossible to predict the drop rates, and there's no way to really ever know. So,
but if they're all the same, if we're assuming they're all the same in every chest,
if we're assuming all the same, then yes, then your theory is correct.
Right. So it's just like that's the tough thing, is that like how would
I would definitely bet that that them being all the same is not the final answer.
But what would he? I'm just confused a little bit on like what is different. Like the chests that are off the beaten path have a higher chance. Is that what you mean?
I mean, it could be. He can. There's 100 different ways that he can incentivize it. Like maybe your drop rate is based on your percent clear, that the system is reading how you're going through on your seed and saying if you cross a certain percent, your next roll has a higher probability. Or it could be something along the lines that like if there is 5 scavenging nodes. Now this doesn't apply right now, but if there's 5 scavenging nodes, that the chances for you to get your legendary only applies to the 4th or 5th one that you hit on the map whenever you take that roll. I mean, it could be 100 different things, and there's, like we were saying, there's no right answer. Me personally, I go back, but I think you guys hit the nail on the head. The whole argument about going back or not going back, what you should take out of it if you're a new player is that you should learn how to more efficiently run the dungeons to save you that time and not have this argument.
Just don't stream and run raffles so you miss every single time you stream rooms that were way in the past. There is a Illuminate Studios brings up an interesting strategy. Illuminate Studios says, I personally don't pick anything up. It makes me more aerodynamic in my runs. And I was like, even no items, right? Like
plus
just
5 movement
aerodynamics. And he goes, absolutely. I don't need anything weighing me down on my path to glory. I don't know what glory there is with no picking up the items, but I like your style, my friend.
Very cool.
Aerodynamic, You're slower the more pumpkins you carry.
Real quick, guys, did you see that Cliff removed the 2 skins from the general shop?
Ooh.
No, I did not.
The Mary and Kyle, right?
Let me see.
May.
Interesting. Now there's just the sold out ninja?
No, there's...
that one's gone too?
You just talk to her and there's nothing... It's just the 2 tabs.
Soul also brings up, depends on the map too. Inside maps, I don't ever full clear, nor will I ever, unless the chest rewards get buffed. I don't want to sit and count 6 to 8 tiles for 13 hours in a row. I do feel on that it's a lot harder to predict if you're going the right or the wrong way.
Corner rooms and awkward rooms, and it really throws off the counting.
See, but the thing is, I know you said that Soul said he might have changed his tune a little bit on that, but I think that's why it comes into like who you're talking about and which character. Yeah, there's new players, there's old players, and some people have specific strategies. He's got like 80 something dungeons done in his last 24 hours. Yeah, maybe for him running on and not getting another one is worth it, because yes, running 6 minutes back, that's a whole another Okep Caverns for him. So, maybe in the long run he'll hit something more than other players. No matter what, he's gonna hit more items than other players. He's putting in a lot more effort, so whatever he does is a win anyway.
So this kind of springs into what I've asked a couple times. Wait, let me get the winner out here. Hey Bird, you just got yourself a what is it? Ardenium Cookie. Congratulations. Please post that Discord so we can get it out to you. We are going to onboard some new players. We're going to do some rapid fire. If you are an old player, please do not, an old player, I mean that you already have access to the game. If you do not have access to Lost Relics, this is your raffle. You want to go for it, and everyone else, you cannot win it. I'm sorry, even if we wanted to give it to you. We're going to do some pets after that. But, A-Bird, please post your Discord. We are going to start our new player onboarding rapid fire round here. I'm sorry, guys.
You know, one other thing I'd like to add to the conversation, which it's not really about like going back or not going back, but I do think it's important to note. Lost Relics and the game, like for new players that are coming on, like there's definitely a sense of like, the idea of burnout is real, you know, and I've seen a lot of players experience the issues that come with the mentality of like always going nonstop. Don't ever stop. Don't, you know, maybe the idea of like pushing to the next dungeon, or even the idea of going back, like facilitates that way of thinking. But burnout is real. I try to tell people that like Lost Relics in the long run, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, the guys that are most successful, that don't just happen to get lucky once and never again, are the ones that are consistently coming back during peak times, during the right times, grinding out the hours for a specific strategy, but always taking into consideration that, hey, there are other games that you can play. Don't feel bad about it. You know, there's also, like, you can take a break if you're staying up all night long to play.
Yeah,
like, it's okay.
You're talking madness, Striker. Madness. You're not allowed to play other games or take a break ever.
I'm just saying that if you end up burning out, unfortunately, in play to earn, sometimes that leads to people making incorrect financial decisions and worsening themselves. Worsening themselves because they made an impulsive decision, because they got a hasty decision. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I can get down with that one too. And like, that was one of the things that when we were streaming yesterday, and I was like, it seemed like a ridiculous tip, but it was like, for new players, don't discourage yourself if you haven't gotten blockchains. Like, there's a lot of people that I've seen that expect to earn immediately, and it's like, you're forgetting about the two first words: play to earn. You have to play it to earn it. And there are people that like that runs into there where you get burnt out. I luckily have not gotten to that point, even though I've been literally running Zen over and over and over and over and over again. But I also know that I have to go back to the standardized, skill strat after this. So I know I'm not going to see Zen for quite some time after this.
Enjoying it while it lasts.
Yeah, literally. And just like climbing as much EXP as I can. I'm trying to catch up with Certified Soy Boy. I got to 33.
Almost there. I'm almost 37 right now.
Are you?
Just under it, yeah.
I'll be level 61 by the end of tonight. Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, have you guys actually? I know Kingslayer has not. Have you guys actually had like moments of burnout? Because I know what he's talking about, but I feel doing play to earn, I get reinvigorated by the fact that I'm not necessarily wasting my time. Where it's like, if I spend a bunch of time trying to unlock some skin that I don't own in a AAA game or on a console, at the end of the day, there's no purpose to it. And so when you do get burned out, it's just like, yeah, you did just burn all these hours for some aesthetic that it's not going to matter in a year when a new game comes out. But have you guys had moments of being burned out on Lost Relics at all, personally?
I do my best to make sure that if we're coming to an event where I know I'm going to be putting in a lot amount of hours, like, I do try my best pre-event to take time off, even if it's just a little bit, so that it doesn't hit me as hard. But
the impending grind.
The experience that unfortunately I've seen a little bit more is is where certain players get frustrated for whatever reason. It could be drop rates. It could just be the grind. It could be whatever. But unfortunately, I do see these conversations taking place of people saying, making trades or putting items up or just saying, you know what, I'm done getting taking like, 50 cents on the dollar for their NFTs. And then unfortunately, 1 month later, coming back and saying like, man, I'm an idiot. I don't know why I did that. It's because I was just so pissed, but I want to play this game now. But now I can't do what I used to do because I don't have whatever relic. And it's happened multiple times is all I'm saying.
Yeah. When it comes to burnout for me, I definitely get it, especially when I'm like when I was grinding my skills before. Right now I'm having fun killing the monsters, getting pumpkins. And I know I like to try and like talk about and think about what might be the best way to min-max or whatever, theorize, maybe try and figure out some like speculative math. But ultimately, I don't even follow half the stuff that I figure might be the best play because that's just not what I want to do. So again, there's always that balance to keep yourself from burning out, is switch things up. Sometimes I just stand there for a minute and do nothing when I could be playing, Yeah. So it's all about just keeping your mind like different places and whatever you need to do,
Definitely.
The right word is decompressing properly. And so I mean, I have really long streams, and whenever literally the second that I get off stream now, I'm not even gonna lie, I just stand in front of the adventure pass and do nothing. So
yeah,
I'm just like I'm in other people's Twitches. Like that's why I'm super social and stuff like that. Like that's my time to grind is on stream now, and I can't really play that much off stream. I like hanging out with people, and that's what makes it fun. So I'm not gonna ever burn out on this game. I would play 12 hours like regardless. I
you
enjoy
play
this
like
game.
12 hours on the red.
But now streaming has become so much more fun that when I just play by myself, I don't really enjoy it. So
Sure.
Yeah,
for me,
dude, right?
I don't really play too much off stream anymore. That's why I stream a lot though. So that I don't. Yeah, I'm just playing then.
I do want to say we have 2 new people gaining access to the game. We got Ocean Nico, who I just got his Discord, and we have Kirklestat. I kind of like that name. Just getting access. Please post your Discord, and boom, we got one more coming over here. 7H33Y3. That's an interesting name. That's like the how many, I don't know how many streams I was in where people kept asking what the 110011 guy's name was.
Nate.
Yep.
Like what it meant. And yeah. It's like I feel like 5 or 6 different times I would pop into some random stream and someone would be like, he would be talking in game and they would be like, what does that name mean? And it was, Bitcoin, right? It's BTC, right?
BTC,
is that what it ended up being?
And and I'm so upset about that because I know for a fact at one point, unless it was someone else with 0010 name, told me it was something like Serenity or Serene or some sort of like more like something similar to that word. And this was probably around like the Easter event. So I just I felt dumb when I was like, something like that. And I was like, oh, it's BTC.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Someone
So,
popping
it's
in.
just weird when it came brought
Yeah.
up.
I laugh like how much notoriety that came just from having a binary name.
Yeah.
I have Ocean Nico's Discord. I have 7H33Y3's Discord, but I do not have Kirklestat. Kirkle. Send it on over here. Let's get you Discord. Let's get you onboarded to the game, and we had a request for a longbow, and we are gonna have to do it right now. Sadu, you did not win. You might win after that. This is access only for waiting players. Yes, Kirklestat. Let's get this going. We're gonna do a pair of items together. You are going to get a full set of uncommon gear. We got a longbow for anyone who is just starting with a barbarian blade. You will get both items. All right, Kirklestat. Boom, boom, boom. We got you. So far, we have been able to onboard. We have 5 new people that are going to be coming into the Lost Relics community. We got 5 more ready to come, and we have also handed out a Firelight Falchion, Jnor's Walnuts, Axe of Antagony, a Scar Carver, some dried blushberries, and an Ardanium cookie. So here we go. We have ourselves another chance to win some uncommon items, bring you up to that next tier if you're one of the new players. Let's go. But yeah, I'm done. All right, I'm burnt out from the raffle. Okay, I'm done giving away anything.
Never again.
Oh man, I got so lucky yesterday too, because I actually didn't have to end up tracking down everyone that gave me the mistyped information. Ended up actually just friend requesting me. And then an unnamed person decided that they never wanted to reply to me. I saw them in game. I saw them chatting in game. I hollered at them in game, and eventually they got back to me like a day later. But it's like, why are you ignoring me? You have an item to win. You won it. Claim it. I don't want it anymore. It's yours. You take it. But we are doing our Halloween giveaway raffle. We are joined by the top streamers, great members of the community. We've got Kingslayer LR, Certified Soy Boy Striker, and Hetty Fogger. Not Frogger. Don't say the R. It doesn't exist. But yeah.
I got a question for the group again. If you had one question to ask Cliff regarding the development of the game, regarding Lost Relics, what would it be?
Anyone want to take a crack at that one first?
I guess honestly, just like quick off the top of my mind, would be if there would be rewards in PvP. Like if you get good at PvP and reaching higher skill levels, will you win something, some sort of blockchain?
It's got to be like a leaderboard.
Yeah.
That would show up.
I want green relics.
I feel that, in all honesty. I really like that too.
I mean, I'm almost out of the green.
But a lot of the player community is in there, and with the new skills update, you kind of make it so a lot of the item pools aren't getting actually used. Because everyone's in low tier.
And Cliff has said that he doesn't plan on adding any gray relics to the game, so there's definitely gonna need more green relics, because currently there's 5. There's 4 rings, and then the like jingle bell that like slows people. No, it's the 2 rings. It's the 2 green rings, the jingle bell relic that like you throw it and it like slows down their movement. It's a bomb that slows their movement.
the bobble bomb.
Yeah, and then the candy cane.
The sugar plum sweetie.
So I guess there's only 4 then, right? Yeah, the 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good though.
I mean, but there's only 4. But then you look how many like blue relics there are, and then purple. Like other tiers seem to have a decent amount of relics, to where like we're over here kind of theory crafting like different builds you can do, but the people grinding out the green tiers just get, all right, here's 4 relics, enjoy.
That's true.
Yeah.
King, what do you think?
Think about what?
What would you want to ask Cliff?
Well, he was in my stream at the beginning of Halloween, and I asked the questions that I did want to know. The ones that I got a reply for. But mostly I'm just interested in housing. I want to know more specifics on housing. That is all I care about. Not all I care about, but it's the biggest thing that I care about. It's number 1 for sure. And yeah, I just want to know more about it. I asked him, the one question that I did have that he answered was, could we get a creepy coin leaderboard from ones that were earned? I want to show who is the hardest grinder, not who just bought the most pumpkins or had the most gold. Like that's cool, but just how many you actually got as drops from pumpkins that you earned, or even just dungeons that you've done. Either one would really motivate me, just even to grind harder, but just have a lot more fun with it, because I like friendly challenge, even if there's no reward. And he said maybe next year with the Winky things. So
I guess I wouldn't say that I have a necessary question. I would have a request. I've said it a couple times. Is I want mounts, and I don't need them to affect the combat or anything like that. I want to be able to hop on and ride some mighty steed throughout town, or if it would change a meta too for going back, where if I forgot something in the back, I can hop up on my mount and go head on back over and save myself some time. And my idea with it would be that you would set it up to where if you ride it into combat and someone hits you, you get stunned or slowed or dazed or whatever for a certain amount of time. So you don't want to deal with it in combat, and it would strictly just be for the convenience of getting around. But I also just want to be able to ride a mount in this game, personally.
What about you,
I
Striker?
like it.
I want to know. I want to know what the general ideas of. I want to know what the general ideas of like polka dot, what polka dot and Efinity could mean for the game. Like, granted,
Oh.
there's no way to actually build anything right now, but I'd love to just be like, what's the whiteboard in Cliff's mind about like what could be possible? I'd love those random ideas.
Where do you
Yeah.
think the ceiling is?
Ooh.
Like, in potential, like what do you mean by like what could be possible? Like, what would you hope to be possible? Let's say if you could have best case scenario for what you personally want.
I think best case scenario would be like that Cliff has the freedom, like the way he originally wanted to design the game, where everything in the game was blockchain, everything from gold to resources or whatnot. And because Polkadot is a proof of stake network,
Yep.
currently, I mean, being able to mint and being able to transact or send items to players might make it a lot easier, and might be able to make that original dream come true.
I do have a question for you, Striker. So people had been bringing up to me that the one question they were asking Cliff as of recently is to make all items in the bounty shop blockchain. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, so I like it. I like the idea because I mean the whole thing about the bounty system is that it is another avenue for players to be able to circulate items like back into the pool. So I really do like that concept. It does mean that like it can facilitate more players being able to have the same experiences that we have by finding these items if we're willing to trade it in for something else. I also think it would further incentivize the bounty system, which would just compound on that. So yeah, I do think, but I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why they're virtuals right now is just because it's too expensive to mint.
Okay, so what about in your opinion, because this is my solution to it that I pitched, what if we got our first boss introduced to the game and it was some kind of, I don't care what it is, some kind of drop, very rare, that you could attach to, let's say, Hydra Ring of Pi or something along those lines, and maybe buff them 5%, 10%, something like that, but make them a blockchain.
So, okay, wait, buff what exactly?
So if there was like a new boss, the first boss that was released in Lost Relics, like a full out boss with a rare drop of an item that you could combine with bounty shop items like a Ring of Pi or a ring.
So like you forge a blockchain item out of it.
Yeah, you take the new item, which could be a blockchain, and the old item, which is like a virtual hydrosphere, and maybe you buff it, or maybe no stats increase, but it becomes blockchain tradable, non-losable on death.
That would be huge stuff.
Yeah, I mean that would be really interesting. There's a few games that are allowing players to be able to, because like what you're doing is in that process you're minting. Like the power of minting is now no longer strictly in the developer's hands; it's in the player's hands. And there are a few projects that are doing that right now. None of them as successful as the concept itself would entail, but I do think someone's gonna figure it out, and maybe Cliff can make it successful with Lost Relics. Like, yeah, I mean, I would love that type of idea.
You could use the blockchain-based gold to be paying gas for the minting process. I guess, though, when you switch over to Polkadot, you wouldn't actually need to really deal with gas fees at all. Does Polkadot with minting? Do you have to deal with?
There will probably still be fees, but they would be significantly less. Would be my guess.
Yeah, they'd be like tiny, right? Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Polkadot's definitely pretty legit. The other one that is up on a lot of people's radar is Wax.
Yep, definitely.
Wax.
I'm totally gonna die in this dungeon.
Are you?
I think
Oh,
I am.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Say no.
I was trying to message Cliff to see if I could get one of those quick answers or whatnot, and then apparently I was taking damage when I wasn't paying attention.
Oh!
No
I
health.
did that the other day where I didn't realize that, and I had just gotten like done with the stream, and so all the audio was coming out of my headphones, and they were like sitting on my stand, and I was answering someone on Discord, so I didn't realize I was getting killed, and I like look up, and it's just you see all the items on the ground, you know, like after you've died, and it was like, oh god, like, thank God I have a bunch of blockchain items.
I'm gonna go for it though. I'm gonna try to make it out alive. I have 43 health, so
43. All right,
We'll see.
I believe
We'll
in
see.
you.
I have faith in you.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get out. What is let's go around. What's the biggest tip that you would give for a new player?
I did it. I'm out.
Day one.
New player right now, like
Yep.
in this
Day
moment
one
during
right
the event.
now.
Day one right now, you're getting into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how to get into the dungeons as quick as possible. Get through like the beginner part, and then get a sword. I don't know if you get a sword in the beginning, but just have some sort of weapon and get as many pumpkins as you can, and then sell them. That's what I would do. Get some gold and then learn about the game after this event, basically. But just chase pumpkins for now, and set yourself up for success in the future in the next event.
I would do
I
the
definitely
exact
agree
same
with that.
strategy, but I would say sell 80% of the pumpkins and open 20.
Okay, I like that. That is actually.
I would just
A great way to do it.
take your couple shots. It still looks like there's
Gamble.
100.
Yeah.
It still looks like there's 100 of the legendaries that are the marks that can be turned in. So who knows? Maybe we don't get those all going out. Maybe we finish the event with some carrying forward into next year or being dropped another way. But if they start to go out soon, you might want to participate.
My biggest tip would be the first time that you get a mythic or something, make sure to send it to my engine wallet. It'll give you a buff. Don't worry about it. Just take my word for it. You can ask me for my address, and I will gladly give it to you. Luminate Studios just won themselves a full set of uncommon gear. Luminate, you are a previous winner. I have your Discord. You do not need to post it. So we're actually getting down to the wire here. This one is done. We have our big boy, which I really do want to do. And then we've got one other one. All right. So we've got another weapon coming out here, another rare weapon. And then we're going to do the big boy, but we have a ton of other access passes. We've got another 5 that we can give out, and we haven't given out a single pet yet. So there is another 5 pets, and we kind of went a different route with the pets after yesterday. They're kind of a mystery. You don't know what pet you're getting.
Ooh. That's awesome.
You just know you want a pet, and then when it happens, when we're able to send it to you, or when Cliff is able to send it to you, more like it, then you will find out what you got.
Mystery.
But they are all rare and above.
Rare and
So,
above.
They're,
That's
you know,
awesome.
yeah.
They are
which-
all void goats.
I just want
I'm
my
just
pink
kidding.
taffy thing. That's all I want.
I want
They
that.
are
I want
all
the
hot
pony.
pink chickens. Every single. Well, they're actually ponies. Those you
The
can
hot
get those
pink?
ones. Hot pink chickens. 70 hot pink chickens. We're gonna give it now. There are the pony is there. There's also Kingslayer's favorite pet, if I recall. There's
Shorthorn cow.
Shorthorn cow is in there. The hot pink chicken's in there. There's a bunch of them.
You got any taffy pigs?
Actually, I think there might be. I know there's multiple types of dogs.
There's
black
legit
cat.
a taffy pig. That's like the last one I'm looking for.
He's gonna
Gotta catch them all, baby.
He's like
Pig down.
he's making a new YouTube account and just like going and
Right,
rapping
right.
like I don't know what happened. Like,
Hi, I'm Fetty Pogger. I'm new.
yeah.
Petty poggers.
It's like when I first got hired into Market Square, we were making these videos that no one was watching, and they were like, we should comment on them and stuff, and I made the account like totally not the spiz, and I would just give to myself all the time, like every single time, and they'd be like, can you stop? Like those aren't real. I'd be like, that's not me. Like it says totally not the spiz. It's clearly not me. Like, it's like you're so annoying, sir.
Oh, man.
But yes, we've got a conquest going out right now. You can tune in and win, raffle it up. Please do so. It's burning a hole in my stash pocket over there. I need it out.
The rare
Out
axe?
of here. That is, yeah, one of the rare axes, and then we are gonna go to the big boy, I think.
That was my first major upgrade, was that bad boy.
Was it?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Back then, there was quests that you would go into the dungeons. You had to turn in blockchain items to get the weapon, and so I was running greens forever during the competition back then. It was the Swissboard competition, and I was able to turn one in right after the competition and right when the XP system was rolled out. So I got that conquest.
Ooh.
The conquest and the draft.
A cool looking
Winter,
one.
I think it was the loadout
Yeah.
back then for me.
That one is a really sought after one, actually, because it's the only longbow rare.
Yeah, I was lucky and was able to pick up the draft winder for like 600 stones.
That's not bad. That was one of the ones that, because we auctioned off a couple of them this week. But that was around what I ended up paying, and then when we tried to pick some up more for user picks, which we also have too. Users, we will eventually, you guys, the viewers, will be able to pick an item or at least an undead pipe, and we will try to get a insta-buy for it and raffle it. But yeah, they jumped to like 900 at one point.
Yeah,
which is like insane, because you could then get an arrow piercer for 1,200 at the time.
yeah. Currently, I'm trying to pick up a Thunder Strike for 1,100.
Thunder Strike. Yeah, we'll go to the marketplace after this run and we'll see what is going on and what the price is. What are pumpkins even selling for right now?
2,100.
2K. Nice.
That's not bad. Yeah. If you were a new player, that's like the money cushioning is just huge. Because it's like, if you think about it, you can buy just uncommons and get yourself some gear. I mean, they'll be virtual, but
Get yourself a new starting boost.
yeah. Because I know that was one of my biggest issues when I was first starting out, was I was having to bring, because you eventually get your first ring of regen, and you eventually get your first things giving you health from the relic spot, and I was before then just having to pump and dump food like all the time. It's like I'm sitting here making bread, like wasting all my time with 50 health bread. Which
Take
also
that
too,
bread, boy.
I saw like a couple people being like, I'm putting in orders to buy bread in the Emporium, and like, how much do I actually have to do to get it? And I'm just like, oh no. You get bread for
one gold.
One
Yeah.
gold, literally. Like, don't do
I've-
that. Don't do that.
I've made many a bread hills and have died on my bread hills. I preached that's like, you were asking for tips for new players, and my 2 tips: 1, have fun; 2, bake bread.
Make bread. And he means literally in the game. There's
Yeah.
a general store.
Ooh,
And-
shadow stones from a chest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Full
How many?
stones. 4. Read them and
Nice.
weep. 4 kings.
Record's low.
another streamer, Vicky Quinn. They usually get, I think it's 2,
Oh, they
like
got
from
the nut roller.
chest.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
they'll get
I got 2
multiple
one time,
times.
too. Right?
Like they'll
Wasn't
be in
that-
my stream and they'll say at least like 2 times like that they'll get like a 2 SS drop, and it's like, how are you not flipping the table?
Right. I've gotten that multiple. Do you remember Kingslayer? You got all those items, and I was like, yeah, like get some. Like, you think you're so cool with your mark of death and all that? Like, oh, I just got 2 shadow stones. Like, get it? It's like, yeah, okay, whatever, Spiz. Like, thanks. On to the next thing. Though I did get really lucky earlier in the week with shadow stones. I got 3 shadow stones drops in a 24-hour period.
Ooh.
And I got one for what 167, one was 99, and then one was for 3.
Ooh, tasty.
I actually
Which
just
not-
got 28 maybe a couple hours ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got 28, so
Nice.
it's something. I've been getting absolutely nothing from pumpkins or drops, so I'll take it.
Is it like 35 you need to get to show up on the Overseer?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I was real
not
salty
too
because I
high,
don't want to showcase my 2.
That's-
Rude.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they got
Right.
rid of titles in the Overseer, honestly. That thing was...
Yeah, just
Were there
popping off
Yeah, it
all
was
the time.
popping.
That was the right move.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
What?
it was absolute insanity.
Would that be
I
like
want a Death Overseer.
who is
Oh, that
going-
actually
that
I
would
like
be
that.
cool.
Died, yeah.
What
I do
is
want to do that.
going on here? The Calamity of Crows.
And it shows like what they lost
100?
in it.
No.
Would love it.
Hey, I was just thinking about the loading screen. That
Yeah.
King brought up earlier. It kind of looks to me like, you know, that area of the map in the top right, like, you know, going up from the water, is that little
PvP
room
arena?
with the bars and the
Yeah, the
sword above
arena,
it.
the arena room.
The PvP arena.
Mhm.
That's what is that confirmed that that's what that's gonna be already?
Well, he had talked
Uh,
about arena like right before the Halloween, the Easter event,
Yep.
and he hadn't given like details that it was related to PvP. I'd always assumed that arena was separate from PvP, but
Okay.
I mean,
Why?
just because of the way that he released or discussed the topics, like I think my original like putting together like his different thoughts about like what arena could be, like the way I foresaw it being was something along the lines of the way the Graveyard Rumble is, except instead of like an ongoing like you go till death, something where you'd go in, you'd have to clear a certain amount of waves and then choose whether or not to go into the next round of difficulty. Like either you could exit with whatever the reward was, or push further into the next round.
Risk it.
Risk it. Yeah.
There's a thing like in Maple Story that I really liked that was like that. It was like you would keep on fighting, you'd get healed a little bit in between each one.
Right.
If you didn't go forwards, you would get your rewards. If you went forwards and died, you'd lose like 90% of your rewards. So
I think
I like that.
That's kind of a good system. Like RuneScape 3 has the boss Telos, and Telos is a boss with an enrage system. So every time you kill him, you would get loot in a chest, and if you claimed loot from the chest, it would reset the enrage. So you could continue going on further and further, making the fight harder and harder. Enrage just makes like it would go up by 20%, meaning he does like 20% more damage and has more health and stuff like that. But the drop rates of very rare items would go up the higher enrage you were. So people wanted to push on, and the cool thing about it was if you died, you would keep like 75% of what was in the chest. So there was like risk going on, and the higher you pushed on further, you get more rewards. So I do like systems like that.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
Be cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah.
But that's one thing. You guys think that's what the loading screen is hinting at? That's probably going to be what's in the next update after this? That's what it kinda looks like to me.
That's a
Well,
good
yeah,
one.
because I was thinking like maybe it's another map for like the Graveyard Rumble, but I think that's always gonna be looking like the Graveyard. And then you guys started talking about that, and it's like, yeah, that just looks like an arena grounds. Like maybe it's just
This is
hinting
what
towards
they are talking about right now.
what it
You've
looks
got
like,
a sword and a shield. That's something that brings up.
and then like a chest in the
shield.
center.
Yeah. There's something in there, but yes, the yeah, Me and King have talked about this a bunch of times, but
Just
what do
got
you guys
most
think about
sunny
the?
ever.
What's that?
The sun was just beaming through all of a sudden.
I hate that.
It's there. It's daytime. But yeah, we've talked about this a bunch of times where it's shields. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah. So I just saw recently myself that those are actually like in existence in the in the
Multiverse
encyclopedia.
items?
So yeah, I know nothing other than that.
Yeah, those are two multiverse items. They're relics.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've brought up shields before, just because I think it would really close the gap between one-handed swords and two-handed. I think you know, with us potentially having bosses in the future and having tank rolls based on what we're wearing, I think that would really enable, just closing the gap between one-handed and two-handed.
Yeah.
Redneck.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. You're saying that the ones that are currently in existence are relics, not
Yeah,
a.
they're relics.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that at all. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a 10% damage buff.
Gotcha.
Standard damage.
Redneck wants rideable
Oh, okay.
mounts in town. If we can put it to a vote, Redneck, I got the vote too for that one. Winston Ridgeway, we know Ridgeway. You are all doing a great job helping the Lost Relics gaming community to thrive. I need to check out Petty Fogger stream for sure too. I think you're the only one that
Good.
Ridge isn't regularly hopping in. Ridge is always showing love to everyone. Daniel thinks that shields would make sense in co-op play.
My chat is saying that the armor sets are a step in that direction.
Definitely. I think that that's a clear thing that's actually going to be happening.
Just as
Oh,
oh god.
the Conquest just got won by Mike. 2, 4, 7, baby.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
GC.
Make sure to post that Discord. And let's go with the bow, man. Let's do it finally.
All right.
Let's do it. One of my favorite bows up till I got my legendary one was the Frostbite Phantom. That is up for grabs over here. It is a awesome animation that comes with it. And it's just an all-around, like, yeah, you guys have used that one, right?
Yeah, really good. Has 10% slow on hit. It's got a better animation than any legendary bow in the game. So.
And yeah, the animation is just so awesome.
I haven't used it yet.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's not that you know, the most sought after one that you're going for, King.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet, but it is getting there. Up there. What is that one?
Getting there.
And then,
So
Striker used the Void Ripper, right?
yeah, gotta love the Void Ripper, baby. What's the next
I feel
item
so
on
poor.
everybody's list?
Pride of the Black Ingress. Pride of the Black Ingress.
Dude,
Pride of the
I
Black
have
Ingress.
good one.
no idea, to be honest. I'm just kind of chilling. Like,
Cool.
I just
think
want a
I'll figure it all out
leggy
later.
bow. Honestly, a leggy bow. A leggy or mythic bow.
I'm
Like that.
I'm rocking Hunter's Leverage right now. I really like it, although it does not have 100% accuracy, at least with the basic attack, as far as I can tell. So I don't know what that's about.
Oh, that's a
Interesting.
nice one. I didn't know you had that one.
Yeah, that's.
Look at you over here.
Has
The
anyone-
legendary crew, baby.
Has anyone actually seen a power shot miss though? Because I'm pretty sure only left clicks can miss anyway.
I haven't seen a power shot miss.
Yeah, I don't think I
Okay,
have
so
now that
then
you pointed
yeah,
out.
that might need to be something that has to be changed. Unless if it's the map. I also always thought because like maybe I've only seen it on Odin Spire. but that's only when
100%
I
means
run.
100%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But like if it's like windy out in the sands gusting, like
yeah.
maybe they have avoidability. I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
there- that
exactly.
was
like
a-
100%.
It was raining,
100%.
okay?
Yeah, like
When Odin Spires was introduced, it was in the patch notes that the wind on Odin Spires would have a reduced
really?
range. Yeah, for your bow. So yeah, missing on
okay.
Odin Spires, it makes sense when you say that to me. Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, who knows? It may be. You know,
100% accuracy.
out
I'm
there.
still
See
gonna
if you
rock
know.
with that.
right? Yeah, it says 100%. You're right.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But speaking of items that like we want, honestly, and again, because I think this might be like the meta for me, or not the meta, but like what I go for in dungeons is energy, energy, and energy, because that's I can figure out heals and whatnot, but if I have the what is it called right now, the zigzag zeal, and I actually love the zigzag zeal. It definitely makes my runs a little bit faster, and I think if I can get a weapon that gives me some more energy, and then maybe another relic, I might not have to stop ever for like any moment whatsoever, and not have to worry about continuously buying items and filling up my inventory.
Sure.
That's kind of my plan.
I know. I want the Spitfire. That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's all I need. You know.
I want the
throw me
Queen's
that one, huh?
Misery. The Queen's Misery is looking
I literally
tasty.
just want Pride of the Black Ingress. I would choose it over any Transcendent.
Oh, 50% faster.
Why is that?
energy gem.
Yeah,
Counts.
that's exactly what I'm
Pride?
talking about. Queen's Misery. I just
So
never stop.
to address that, because I bought Moonjackal armor. I'm rocking Winds of Ash right now. Legendary tier bow, no effect, sad face. But
Me too,
basically
buddy.
the 5% attack speed on there. I've talked about this before. Attack speed is not only just shooting faster or swinging faster, it's how long you're actually locked in the animation. So for a longbow, like the downside, right, is that you're, you know, a lot slower. You're doing heavy damage, you have good range, but your attack speed is slow and you're stuck in an animation longer. So buying the Moonjackal armor just gave me 5%. I've got the Dragon Scaler as well for plus 10% range damage. So my bow is like extremely strong with plus 19% damage, plus 5% attack speed. So if I was to get plus 10% more attack speed, having Pride of the Black Ingress on top of the 5% we already got and the 10% increased damage, I would be doing transcendent damage regardless, and I'm going to be shooting at basically short bow speed with longbow range. So
Exactly. I think that's gonna be great, especially too for PvP, kind of like figuring out that stuff. Yeah, most likely. And I'm just excited. I just want to get caught up. Honestly, I feel like if there's like teammates involved, I want to get on Kingslayer's team and to figure out how to dominate like 2v2s or 3v3s, because I think he's gonna figure it out.
2v2s are my thing.
And I want to catch up. I need to catch up to
All
him
I'll
to be able to have
say
the gear
is
to
look out
help
for
him out.
boxes.
Yeah.
I was literally about to bring that up. Me and Petty last night were cracking up because he was running around with that ridiculous box skin.
Yeah.
And we were like joking around. I was like, actually, like that could be like a total sleeper like skin for PvP. Like, what if there was a PvP just like Coliseum round where you were in a town and there were boxes, and eventually they added like backstab like type of damage where it's like you're now going to do 150% or 200% damage if you hit someone from behind, because you know movement's going to play into this key factor for PvP when it eventually shows up, because you're going to have to add some type of element of stuff that, and you just unequip one item, have a sword on the other item, only have your fists out so there's no sword coming out, and just angle it so that you're in a corner and de-equip your pet, and you can just be a box, and someone will run by and not notice you and just
Bam!
get 'em
Assassinated.
when they run by.
And also, real quick, do you guys think that PvP is gonna be based off of what items you have, or if there's gonna be classes or tiers you pick from?
As far as I know, Cliff has already stated that PvP will be balanced.
Okay, so yeah, there'll have to be classes and tiers like there is with the graveyard.
Kind of like with Graveyard, it like
Yeah.
auto equips you.
I'm more interested though.
Excited for that.
I pitched that we just get like a matchmaking. It finds one other player that's also queued up. You know, fight them 1v1 in the arena. Whoever takes the win gains some kind of MMR. I don't care how much, but you know, make an MMR
Yeah,
system and
there's definitely gonna be an MR or ELO system for sure.
yeah. So
But it's just
and then-
finding that right balance of
Yeah.
having it feeling fair for everybody.
Sure.
That makes sense.
I'm waiting for group raids, like where you're able to take down bosses,
Yeah.
whether it's just 2 people
Oh, yeah.
or 4 people or
Yes,
whatever.
yeah.
But like, I want like a super like punishing boss, like with an
Yes.
extremely high
Oh,
fail
yeah.
rate, and that
Yep.
your
It
name goes
rains
on the leaderboard
meteors.
if you beat it within the month. Like that's
I
that's
agree.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'm going back
so
to
into
Maple
that.
Story again, but there's this boss like Zachem or something like that, and I remember when I first fought it, I had no idea. I was really young, and I was in this guild, and it was like a 14-hour fight. Like I'm like
Oh
I'm
my
sitting
God.
here
Oh,
literally just
jeez.
pressing a button. If you die, like you have to do it again. Like that's intense. That because that was the coolest thing when I was little.
Wasn't there on the new Final Fantasy? I didn't play the newest Final Fantasy, but wasn't there like a 72-hour boss?
Oh, I have no clue. But
Honestly,
yeah,
couldn't
that's what
tell
I mean.
you.
That's
I swear that
intense.
there was one where it was just a disgusting amount of time. Where like, who's got time for that? I got a job. I can't.
Well,
do
I know
that.
like there's like vanilla WoW bosses that were like that, where it was literally like
Hey, I hit the
about
transcendent
14
title I needed.
hours. Like
Hey,
yeah,
congrats.
like grinding for months. Yeah, GG's.
Nice.
That now I got them
What
all.
did someone
We're good.
get?
I got the transcendent title, the one I was
Oh,
missing.
Hunt that down.
Which one?
Ruler of Darkness.
Yeah, that's the
Nice.
one me and
Did you
King
think-
are rocking.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the
speaking
last
of
one I got.
titles, do you guys think that there's ever gonna be possible effects on titles? Because personally, I think it'd be really cool if like, each one had like sort of one was like HP, one was energy, one was attack, one was attack speed, and it was like just the smallest of percentages. Like if you had a transcendent, it's like 3%, and if you have a legendary, it's like 2% or something like that.
So
I think that'd be interesting.
I almost feel like it should be cosmetics because it
Yeah.
almost feels a little unfair to new players.
I was gonna say then a meta
like,
forms where everyone's
especially-
using the same one.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
like, oh,
Okay.
if you miss out on this event had this title that's really good, and that's the meta. But because
But
you didn't,
doesn't that
play
already
during that
exist?
event,
It kind of.
Like
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
didn't get the
well,
relics
you
from
can,
the
like-
event, you can buy them, I
well,
guess.
you can buy the relics. You can buy them. Like there's a price, but there's no way to
yeah,
like
you can't
unless
trade titles.
you stack the titles. Like,
That's
but we
true.
don't know if those are going away. Like the scrolls for titles.
Yeah, I also like I don't know, maybe if like they made it so that you can like throughout every year you can get every title.
Like
if you're
almost like
willing to
kind
pay
of
the
have
gold.
Overwatch does like anniversary where like every skin becomes unlocked. You have like a chance at things again.
Yeah, but like also like I'm thinking like just this most
See, but that's the
marginal
games
of
we're trying to get
percentages.
away from. So it's
You
like
know what I
using
mean?
that as the only reference is like not because those
Well,
skins
no,
don't
I
carry
just
any
mean
value.
that. Well, I just mean that one thing where they just have like
Yeah,
the-
bringing it
the
back. but
a chance to get things again. Like, oh, you missed that, but at least there's this
isn't
chance.
isn't that supposed to be like where all the value comes from on these items? Is that they were exclusive at one point and you didn't participate, so you either buy it or
That's
or
true.
don't get
The
it.
scarcity.
Yeah,
I guess
that
that's
is
true.
true.
Oh, okay, then what about future ones that have the same effects but it's a different name? Right? So if it's transcendent, it's
I think
always gonna be
cosmetics.
3%, right?
I think cosmetics should
I mean-
stay cosmetics.
I mean that's fair. Yeah.
Sleemore says a cosmetic effect title would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
so
I'm
you
okay
kind of like
with.
combine
Like,
like yeah the two elements. I'll take anything that gives me more health. In all honesty, if I'm being honest, but
Just keep me
I do
alive.
think that I do think it does open up the door for some, you know, a whole new level of balancing issues.
Yep.
Having that, and while yeah, I fully support getting more health on my bar over there, but I would
think
definitely
there's
like.
there's no way to increase your health bar right now as far as I know. So I just think speculating on something like that is just a little too early because talking about titles, like if anything, our pets are gonna get the ability to attack first or pick up something or something. Then our
Yeah.
skins would probably get something. Titles would be the last thing on my mind for adding
Mhm.
effects to.
Sure.
It's just
I got
real quick.
a. Oh, go ahead.
Just real quick to say, like my Robo Hopper Bunny skin, in the
that
description it says I have poisonous darts. Like, but there's no way for me to use them. But in the description it says that, so like, it's
I mean,
possible
maybe-
that
maybe
we
down the road
might
there's
get yeah, like later on we might get things, or he has plans, or maybe
Yeah.
Cliff wants to, or had intentions to, but then just completely scrapped the idea.
Someone
But,
told me
like-
that the Kyle skin said something about getting enraged, and that's initially where I had even heard anyone bringing
Oh.
up. That's where I heard someone even bringing up, skins getting something in the future. So it's cool that you said that poison darts. I do like that. That's something you can base it off of.
Dr. Luke just proposed a question: transcendent accounts.
Send
I
in
don't
the
really-
count.
Interesting.
Okay.
Isn't that Striker already?
Yeah.
So transcendent counts as in like if you reach a certain level, you like become transcended. If you have certain gear.
I don't know exactly what that
Like-
means. Like, I would
I
like
do
the
like that.
level cap
Yeah, I think it's
of
interesting.
becoming, you know
I
how
have just
was.
become transcendent.
Well, that's what I was like joking
I
around.
have
If
Where
you-
transcended.
Yeah.
I was
If you
thinking,
beat the 14-hour boss, you transcend.
there you go.
Boom.
Like, you get to be
I'll take
transcendent.
it.
That
I'll
would be
take
really
that.
cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
What if
Well,
I mean,
I mean,
fucking-
we talked about this recently. Slitten Uggle, you know, longtime viewer, and
Beast.
yeah, he hit 120, and we were talking about just there's not really very many, if at all, rewards other than just personal satisfaction. So something that I do like in RuneScape is that we have a max cape. You have something to work towards. It brings really good combat stats. It has incentives. You have certain areas that you can go to that have big advantages. Even if it wasn't a huge advantage or it was cosmetic or whatever, I do think there needs to be more late game rewards. I know we're not at the late, we're still developing the game, so we can't focus on end game yet. But
Yeah.
just definitely moving forward, having an eye on, you know, some kind of, I hate saying end reward goal because we talked about burning out earlier, and a big thing on RuneScape was you finally max out and then you take like a break for like a month. Like most people quit after getting the one thing because they're so fixated on getting it that once they get it, it's like, well, now what? I don't derive satisfaction from anything else. So I do want to see more rewards, but not something that's like, you know, oh, I've completed the game, I don't need to play Lost Relics anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost like whenever the new like WoW patch or whatever comes out,
Yep.
people get the new gear that came out, and then they're like, okay, tell me when I can get 10 more levels in new gear. I'll be back.
Yeah, the like pump and
Is
dump
that-
for just the
Is that
maintaining
partially
peak.
is that partially because it changes to the game and how PvP works and doesn't exactly one-to-one scale off of armor anymore though? You know, there's
Yeah.
if you're not getting as big of a payoff and there's still just as big of like work to get there, mythical tier rating. You know, I've been there in Legion and it didn't matter for a good majority of like the end of the, you know, season. So it's like, yeah, the gear you get, you want it to make good impact too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my thing too is I don't want like I totally want something like to work towards as being a where you talk about some end game type of goal, but I also don't like that there's a lot of games that seems to be all they focus on in the end, and it causes, you know, like you don't have anything to do really until the end game, because that's where, like, I didn't actually play it, the one that had the huge hype, the Amazon game that came out recently,
New World.
New World.
yeah.
I heard that was one of the issues that was coming with it from a bunch of articles that I read, where it was like you don't really get to experience anything until you get to the end, and even when you get to the end, all the work that it took you to get there's not enough at the end yet, and it's like trying to find some balance in between that. And I think the skills being brought in as a focal point was an attempt to kind of like scale that, because it forced people, because it's like, if me and you guys all have legendary gear, why would we ever do the lower levels
Yep.
ever again? Like, I
Well,
don't want to go back to them, like, but if, like, you know, forces you back into having to use those nodes and having to appreciate those levels that otherwise aren't going to get enough use for them to really serve a huge purpose for design, I guess. Because
Sure.
everyone's just going to, like, the second you get to the end, you're going to only do the end.
yeah, I mean, and it also probably has to be really hard to anticipate what endgame would look like in a world where blockchain technology is changing all the time. Like,
Yeah.
what, you know, like, where are we going? We barely know, like, the road ahead, let alone, like, the destination. You know what I mean? It's going to be an interesting one to see play out.
I'm definitely
Well, and
excited
also-
for endgame, but I just want bosses and co-op. And I want,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
raid
bosses
style
and co-op,
bosses
boom.
where mechanics are coming into play, where it's like, we're not just sitting there dodging some bullets or something. It's like, we have to split up out of the team, like, in 2 teams of 2, and both of us have to accomplish something, a certain amount of a task. Similar to, you know, like, raids in WoW and stuff, where there's actual manipulation mechanics, and it's not just a pump and dump DPS grind.
Yep.
And also too, like, you also have to think, like, we also still don't have mythic or trans level nodes yet, and I don't I really see those coming as well too. Like, I feel like there is plenty of end game that Cliff has. It's just
I mean,
the
we're not at
game's
the
still
rollout.
growing.
Yeah.
We're at the infantry stage. Like everybody's still pretty much like low level to where it's like he doesn't really need to implement those end game things just yet because there's still all this content for us to consume. And then when we do get to that point, it's like, well, all right, here's all the stuff that I have been working on. Like here's mythical and transcendent nodes. Like that's gonna make the game crazy because now you're gonna have mythic and trans tools, and then the people of those levels are able to farm them. But if your skills aren't high enough levels, you can't craft them, so you're ended up selling them to other people and growing the market. Like, and also like with the bosses that are gonna come, like I'm sure all of those are like in the works, and he's like play testing and like working them out. But it's just like we don't really need them right now. I mean, yes, we want them to do them, but really we already have so much to do. Like everybody still has to get their skills up to max level, and then it's kind of like, well, then what's there to do? And then I'm pretty sure it's like, okay, well, here's all this stuff because now more people are able to access it rather than 40 to maybe 80 players are able to access that content because it's so high up there. Other people just haven't caught up there yet.
Cliff's waiting for me to climb in levels, he told me, and then he'll release the end game once I'm able to use it.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
We do have a winner for the Frostbite Phantom, Nicholas Fells. Congratulations.
Major
You got
congrats.
yourself a really good bow, in my opinion. Do not worry, there are still a couple more to go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
All right.
But I will start another raffle before I leave.
Guys, I just got my first blockchain from Pumpkin. I got Jacko Bombs. Finally.
Nice. You're opening at the
Oh!
you're opening
And
at
then
the
I'm gonna
same
open
time I
my
am.
pumpkins. I'm gonna open my pumpkins
Yeah.
when I get back.
All right.
Okay, I'll open up my like 12 that I have.
I love
I was
it.
like, I've played a few maps. See how many pumpkins I have. I'm like 9. How do I only have 9
Hey,
pumpkins?
trick or treats.
I got 9 in my last run. That's the most I've ever gotten. I literally walked out of sands with 9 in my pocket.
Nicholas!
Easy.
We got it. All right, wait. I need to ask also before I go. It is possible to get more than 6 pumpkins, right?
Yes,
Apparently.
Yes, it is.
I literally
Now
just
it
got
is.
9.
Well, I hit a trick or
Because
treat,
I
so I'll
was
take
the
that.
cap.
I definitely, after Striker left yesterday, I definitely forgot to open a few, and I thought I had gotten 9 that time, but I swear that on a previous stream, I have gotten 9. And then everyone was like, no, you can only get 6 as the max. And I was like, I really don't think that's right.
6 is definitely incorrect. Like,
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
definitely.
did
I
not
feel like
think
that
that's right.
just changed though. Like I feel like that had to have just changed.
Unfortunately, boys, I'm gonna probably have to step out here in the next couple minutes.
No worries.
fair enough, Striker.
I'm going to start here. Are you going to be here for another like 5 minutes?
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
are you out?
No,
Okay.
I can stick around for 5 more for sure.
All right, I'm going to start another raffle right now. I'm going to open pumpkins after that. I'm going to, go to the bathroom real quick, and then pumpkins. The next
All right.
raffle is going to be for new players. Anyone who does not have access to the game, we got some more people to onboard and get going and start their own grind mission. So, please, if you have access to the game, do not enter this. It is starting up right now. I will be right back, guys.
Right, see you in a minute.
Man,
Striker, are you gonna open your pumpkins with them before you go, or are you not gonna have time?
I actually was opening right now. I kind of saw like a little opening there where it had been some time before some items had
Nice.
dropped. But I think Derry, shout out to non-Derry, because he was
Yeah, I was gonna say
cracking
the
with
same.
me and he hit that amulet.
Yeah, and
Hey,
right before that, he got the Feeble Bloodstone in
Right.
Sands.
Yep.
Literally, like 2 seconds before.
So jealous.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
That
gonna
Feeble Bloodstone.
burn through all my gold that I have remaining. I think,
Yeah, go for it.
but we will see.
You have the means to make more gold even after the event.
We can make some more gold. Ooh, pumpkin
Yeah.
prices are going up. Let's see what the new mark is.
I feel like there should have been like a great pumpkin that spawns, you know, like a giant pumpkin you gotta beat up.
I mean, yeah, that would have been really cool. I just feel like, I mean, I'm really happy with how well this ran. I'm sure he didn't want to like over encumber himself and like have anything to deal with post release.
Sure. I mean, it
really
did come
happy
out
with how it
smooth. It did come out smooth. It handled the initial bang when everybody's trying to hit the servers all at the same time, which had before caused issues. So
Yeah, no downtime. It was really smooth.
Yep. Like, yeah, I remember Easter. So like, cause I literally started playing maybe like 2 weeks before Easter, and I'm like sitting there like taking days off of work, like, and a bunch of people were complaining about it, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, you know, things happen. So like, I'm just sitting there just waiting. And it's like it was like a week, I think, before it came back up.
yeah, I think it was
insane.
10 days. 10 days roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Good times though. Good times.
yeah, I mean, and then he
I
did
still
mention
love
he
that we
made.
broke. Yeah. Like
Go,
it
go.
makes me laugh.
Oh,
It just
he
makes
broke
me
the
laugh
game?
that like we broke the website and everything, like just too much traffic, people
No.
trying to do stuff, and it's like
Not only that, broke the website, broke the game, broke the payment system.
We're just a bad group of people.
The
but we
demand
like
is
to have
real, man.
fun.
The demand is real. But hopefully, I still have one or two more major shots here to get that amulet, but we'll have to see.
Get it? Anything can happen. I mean, the next 2 you open could have amulets. Like, go for it.
There's a delay on my
Back to
phone.
back.
I was hearing broke the website, broke the game. I actually, Cliff told me that I am the reigning heavyweight champ for the largest amount of error overcharges.
Really?
Yeah, like one of the raffles when I went to go buy a bunch to give it away, I kept getting denied because I didn't realize that I needed to put plus in.
Oh, for the phone number?
And it charged me every single time that I tried to do it. So he was just like, wait, like you got charged 5 or 4 times for your, for what you were buying, and it's like, yeah, like he's like, do you want the money back or do you want credit? And I was like, well, just to refund the money. And he'd be like, all right, well, it'll take 3 to 5 days, like, and he was right on it. And then we kind of laughed about it because 3 to 5 days later, I was approved for another raffle, and so I ended up spending all the money that he reimbursed me.
And right back in there.
And here we go. Like, just so you know, no errors there. But he was like, congratulations. No one has ever maxed out to 4. So I think you get to hold the title.
So now we know the record is 4. Okay, excellent. So we go for 5.
Dr. Luke says, I'm glad I wasn't a moderator during the Easter event with you guys crashing everything.
I'll tell you what, if you get 5, I'll give you 50 gifted subs.
There we go. There we go. All right. There's a way, baby.
Right.
Let's go put this. Let's go put
Easiest
the.
50 subs I ever
website
done
to
they've made.
All right,
Oh,
here we
man,
go.
good
I'm
shit.
gonna open my pumpkins. You should be so proud of me, Kingslayer.
I am.
It's a
I
good time
have-
to open, baby.
84 pumpkins I saved up. And
let's
you
go.
know,
You're getting
I'm
something good.
an addict, so it's like I also got to switch out of Ice Magic because I like seeing the coins go, and you can't really see them that well on the low angle. So let's see, maybe it'll be my mark time. I've been around for so many people getting marks.
Good luck.
What would you guys also
good luck.
suggest? I'm kind of at this like weird point where I either choose to grind so hard and, you know, like you said, Deadlift Diva did, to gain all that money, because I'm at 17,000 creepy coins after buying the 70,000 legendary blockchain. What do you think? Like, should I, you know, what would you do? Would you try to make the mad dash to the finish line and try to get, because I would get the Christina Aguilera.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's still
Deb-
time for you to do it if you're ready to grind, which I'm gonna tonight.
Oh, I'm so going tonight.
grind and mad dash,
same.
definitely. You definitely don't want to pick up the Jack in the Box skin. Like, you want to go for those stone pickups, you know, you want those shadow stones. You definitely don't, just don't even think about the Jack in the Box skin. It's all good,
We
guys.
got 3 titles so far. We've done those after all the pumpkins. Though oh wait, I gotta do the king. Well, you didn't even remind me. I'm not rocking the good luck founders token in my.
Oh yeah,
I
need
open
the
it.
good luck
Gotta
token.
change
the
that.
good luck token, man. Like, you gotta have it in there. It works. I just wish Spiz luck
Hard flex.
worked for Spiz, because I like it. No, it just goes outward. There's no inward.
Always the bridesmaid,
still
but
no
never the
screamies.
bride.
Yep. You know, one day I'll get that dress. One day. Jimmy
tricked the
Adams
right
says
person.
he needs the Spiz skin. It'll give you an If you get the Spiz skin, it gives you an extra 5% RNG. Whoa, nothing
I'll take
yet,
the 5%
nothing yet.
all day.
Do you think
Yeah,
that Magic Find will actually ever come into play?
That what?
Magic Find percentage boost? We got
Um,
another pumpkin seed soup. We got
That would
4
be
of
so
those.
overpowered. I mean,
Yeah, fine
maybe if
now.
it's not included for like all things, because if you increase the percentage chance on Transcendence or something like that, it's just that's insane. Getting that
Yeah.
item is just like an
you would need to
enormous
figure out a
advantage.
way to be able to.
Yeah.
But-
Maybe it's like a 1-run boost,
But I
Yeah.
deserve it, guys.
and you burn it.
Yeah, you
Striker.
do deserve it. You're right.
Striker, I got a question
deserve
for you.
it. Like,
Go for it.
Do you think there will be Transcendence to earn forever? Like, obviously, we're trying to grow the player base. Let's say the Transcendence weapons or something that we have right now, if those were, you know, to be found, do you think there's more, or are we looking for them to be exclusive and rare and just traded around for the future?
I would guess that we would need to get like to a significant, maybe like between now and the time that the game quote unquote officially launches, maybe Transcendence continue to be minted as the player base grows, but then once, I'm sure there will be a like cutoff point at one time, to be able to like retain the tier's value, but I don't think we're near that right now.
Okay. What do you think about the possibility of a tier coming that's above Transcendent?
Oh damn, that would be awesome.
What? That'd be
Right?
We would need some level
We
10
need a-
dungeons.
Yeah.
What
like,
if-
I think that's how the game will grow in the future. In my opinion, I think that would be the best way to do it.
You,
Really
you know
kinda,
how
like,
a
keep on
majority
pushing it.
you know how a majority of the Transcendents are weapons, right? Like what if that next tier are all relics
Armor. Oh, relics too.
There's-
instead
I'm sorry,
of
I didn't
weapons?
hear what Striker said.
Like, you know how the Transcendent tier is almost all weapons, and then
Yep.
some items that we don't have any current use? Well, what
Yep.
if the tier above Transcendence was all relics?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would actually be insane.
Yeah.
Dr. Loot was like, while I'm opening them, it's like, don't forget to turn your get good loot on setting. I
Yeah.
forgot. We need to talk about that before Striker goes too. If anyone didn't notice, the only reason why I found it was when the update happened, I had some issues because, you know, it's me and I like to push the system to limit apparently without trying. And I got, you know, the whole you tried to confirm too many times and now you're kind of stuck in this loop for a little bit. But afterwards, like, so I had to uninstall the game, I had to re-download the new update and reinstall the game, and luckily right before I went into a dungeon afterwards, Dr. Loot hit me up on Discord and was like, oh, by the way too, remember that all your settings have been reset, so go in to change them. I don't know if that was actually looking out for my settings or if he was trying to push me towards the, I don't know who else noticed it, but the blessings.
I do have one more.
Yeah.
Your
that are on the
boy.
game.
I'm looking at them right now.
Like-
wow.
Get good loot, ensures you get good loot, and then force really lucky dice rolls. Sacrifice
Now, if
1
we all
second.
work together, we can do that. We just all have to be really good We all just have to work as a community. It's a social experiment, and we can't let Cliff down. Come on, guys. Like we just all take turns, alphabetical order. Those who are online, everybody gets one run. Then the next
Alphabetical
person.
order. I'm S.
I'm
at the
P.
end. I guess you're right there with me. No, we should do reverse alphabetical.
I do have one more serious question for
Go
Striker
for it.
before he goes.
Go for it.
What is your opinion on the Ancient of the Emblems?
Oh man, I
who
want that
has-
one so bad.
Who has it? If you know
Wait,
who,
Ancient of the Emblems?
and how do you think it affects your thoughts on the entire Ancients series, with all of the books throughout the tiers stating that wisdom is worth more than gold?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll tell you that.
Someone has one too.
Yeah, so it dropped. Okay, let me give you a little heads up, and this is why I talk about the idea of like old patches and I'm sorry, not old patches, but patches being so important. Like when they come out, to keep an eye on it, right, from a development standpoint, from a player standpoint, whatever. But the Emblem of the Ancients originally, from what I've heard and from discussions I've had, was dropped as an accident. It wasn't intended to be in the player pool when it got dropped.
What?
I do know.
Oh.
I do know. And I don't want to really. I don't know how comfortable people are about talking about what items they hold. Like I do know who currently owns it, but what I'd rather tell you is that
Expose him.
what happened. So what happened was that the Emblem of the Ancients fell as a mistake. It got listed on the market and it jumped 2 or 3 players' hands and ended up in Kenzie's hands. It was in Kenzie's hands a while ago. It's changed since then. But the idea of like I've read through it like quite a bit, and I don't know why I've always come to the idea of like when we talk about wisdom and just and I never really thought it was something to do with like an in-game gameplay effect, even though there's references to the ancients across the different other items. I've always thought it was more of an item that I don't know. I've always got the feeling that it was never really going to ever have an effect, but that it was going to like retain its like covetedness because of the fact that it is a transcendent, and that because it refers to wisdom, like it gave me the idea of like players holding it simply from the fact that it was a Lost Relics item, not because they necessarily got a benefit.
So my counter to that is, if you have looked through all the tiers, it's starting with rare. Let me see exactly. So in the rare tier, it's Words of the Ancients, but it seems like a series line. How does that tie in or affect the rest of those items then? All the way up to mythical tier books that reflect that.
So because it's specifically a book, I haven't given it the level of criticism that you're probably looking for. I personally have thought that books originally were going to be used to allow players to get access to a specific skill, a gameplay skill, and then like you burn the book, it would go back into the player into the drop table so someone else could find.
Either refound or destroyed and permanently learned for one of those like 5,000 people. Right.
Well, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah. I would guess that it would be more circulated than burned for an individual account. But
fair.
But I could see that logic too. I mean, I totally have like fantasized about the idea of the Sword Art Online. Like there's some very specific players in the game that hold whatever special ability, and they're the only ones that have it.
They're the only ones that can provide it, a monopoly,
For sure. Like I've totally seen that. Thought about that.
It's the same thing as selling land versus like everybody acquiring one.
True, very true. Like they would definitely be a tier-based. I mean, it already is a tier-based system, but it would take it to the next level, But we'd have to see. I don't know. It's interesting.
Economy class.
Yeah. But guys, I had a great time. Unfortunately, I do have to dip out, but I know you guys are gonna keep killing it. I wish I'd be able to stay a little bit longer.
I mean, thank you so much for saying you made it a lot longer than. I feel like that we were originally thinking that you were going to be able to make it. So I appreciate it so much for, staying as long as you have been.
Remember,
all good. Though, we got that wonderful test that you do not want to close this chat or anything.
Yeah, don't
on
worry.
here,
I got you. I'm aware.
Please do not over here.
I got you guys back.
Yeah.
But
Nicholas-
keep
oh, I
keep
have
tearing it up.
Oh yeah, and I got my 5th pumpkin seed soup. Yeah.
Wait, you got your
Hey.
wait. You
My
just got the
fifth one
5th
there.
one?
Yep. All right, I got a 5th one.
Very
Like,
nice,
yeah.
sir. Very nice.
Ridgeway says thanks, Striker.
Thank you guys. Just wrapping up a couple
Phoenix
final
Plays
things.
says only tissue paper spizz, no relic or mark. I'm gonna get it, okay? It's gonna happen. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get the mark, and then I'm gonna just drop it in the dungeon. I don't even want it. Ugh. I don't need that mark.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, totally not doing that. The best
Can
was,
I go in the dungeon with you, please?
yes, yeah, I'll just send it to you, like raffle winner.
Right. Donka, Donka.
I am still waiting for it. We got 3 people get access to the. You don't need to dig through the carpet. We got 3 people access while that was going on. We have. What is that name? Flavis S, Digiplexus, and Vildacatten. Please, please, please post your Discord information so I can contact you after the stream. Dr. Loot says, take care, Striker. We want to give a big shout out to Strike Team Games for tuning in again. You know, the return of him. We appreciate all the talk, all the knowledge, and all the banter. It's always a pleasure having you.
As
Hey,
always,
Also
guys,
having him in the conversation for sure.
we need to do it again. We'll make it
100%
happen.
Valuable input as an older player, you know, to answer even some of my questions.
Yeah,
It'll be.
and I love that King has questions because he's who I send all my questions to. But
For sure, guys.
also, as always, make sure you know, Market Square thanks you, Striker, and also anyone who hasn't already done so, go over to Strike Team Games on YouTube and give them a sub as well. But make sure you get right on back here because we still have 4 power pendants to gain access for new players, and we haven't raffled a single pet yet. I got 5 pets. They
Not
need
one
homes.
Got some
to a
pets.
new home.
Don't let those pets sit in cages alone and scared. Think of that commercial with
Through the eyes of the angel.
Yep. Exactly. But again, thank you so much, Striker. Always a pleasure having you on. You were killer today.
Loved it. It was a great.
Yeah.
It was a great time, and I know you guys are gonna keep holding down the fort. So tear it on up.
Yeah, buddy.
Catch you guys next time.
Oh.
See ya, man.
Later.
We are going to have a little split second here where I am going to be adding an image and do a quick little blank rescale because I had family.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was a great event. Keep sticking tuned, and hopefully you guys continue to win those amazing giveaway prizes. Halloween 2021 for Lost Relics was a major success. We still got a couple days to go. I'm going to be grinding out some more pumpkins. I hope you guys have a good time. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.